All right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safe with Liquid Beer for this podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
Oh yeah! Pour it on! You wanna win it? Game on, yeah! It's time to play with disdain. If you wanna lift the cup again, push and shove and rough up. You know Connor's gonna get the win. And yes, they lift the cup again. Got no doubt in my head. And yes, they lift the cup again. Oh man, playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane. Rock and Rogers place. Rock and Rogers place.
Connor McDavid moving in with speed. He shoots. He scores.
I'm on this train and hang on. You know they got it, ain't no looking back. It's a tough road to the cup. Gotta win for in the best of sevens. And yes, they lift the cup again. Got no doubt in my head. And yes, they lift the cup again. Oh man, playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane. Rock and Rogers place. Rock and Rogers place. Yeah. Playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane. Rock and Rogers place. Oh, Rock and Rogers place.
Pour it on.
Who the hell are you on this thing?
Zach Hyman moving in. Rister shoots. Scores. Zach Hyman.
We'll crack a beer for this glorious time. You've been waiting. You've been waiting. The top line's just a flying, cause man, yeah, they want one. You know they want to. Can you feel it? Can you feel it tonight? Can't go high glove, cause Stewie Skins is a guy. It's the moment, yeah, they're rolling tonight. Get your hands up, right to the cup. And yes, they lift the cup again. Got no doubt in my head. And yes, they lift the cup again. Oh man, playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane. Rock and Rogers place. Rock and Rogers place. Yeah. Playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane. Rock and Rogers place. Oh, Rock and Rogers place.
Surely that's gotta be it.
What's going on, everybody? They live to play another day. Holy smokes, what a hockey game last night. What a time to be alive. That was absolutely incredible stuff. The drama in the game last night. You said it. You tweeted it last night. That second period was like a game in itself.
It takes years off you, right? Decades off you, if that. But I think, as a few people also pointed out, series on.
Series on. Series officially on.
They went down to Florida and won one.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And they dragged them back. Just in case you didn't hear it being referenced a million times last night.
What was the? I didn't hear the line. What are the? Not to Edmonton, where the hockey team plays. Like they're going to Cardston, right? Like Alberta. They're going to go to. At
this point, the Panthers families probably won't even come. It'd be a waste of time. It'd be a waste of money. Oh, my goodness. How fired up is everybody today? Let's go. We had over 200 people already watching before we even came on the air today. So
I think a big announcement
that's
as well
amazing.
with that you tweeted out last night as well, and we just found out this morning.
Oh, yeah. By the way, 9,000 subs. Let's go. Oh, and what's that? What's that? What's that you hear? Oh, I hear. You know what I hear? I hear 1,000-like show. That's what I hear today. Hammer the thumbs up over on YouTube. If you're watching right now, we just hit 9,000 subs. The Oilers are forced to Game 6 at home on Friday night, which is just going to be bloody insane in this city. Hammer the thumbs up if you're watching over on YouTube today. Hey, you might as well sub. 9,000 other people have.
Do it for Bill Zito.
Yeah.
He had a rough one last night.
Man, Bill Zito. God. That guy's on full-blown meltdown.
Kind of want his face up all show in the corner here where we do the YouTube.
Now they have not won the series yet. Hell, they haven't even evened the series at 3 yet. But you have to like the way that this thing is trending. Connor McDavid is going full. I said it last night on Twitter. He's going full LeBron James in 2016 against the Golden State Warriors. They were down 3-1. He dropped 41 in back-to-back games. They eventually come back and won that series. Connor McDavid is doing something that nobody else can do. It's just that simple.
And he kind of has to. We talked about a war of attrition, and a lot of guys, with the 5-on-5 last night and all that, but your boy Stuart Skinner as well. Beginning of the game, coming up large. Again, Skinner outplaying Bobrovsky, McDavid dragging this team to and fro all over the continent.
And, of course, Connor Brown. My God.
We all called it. Finals. We were sitting here in October or November or whatever it was, and he'll probably score a big one in the Cup Finals when they get there, hey?
That is just, that was unbelievable. Shorthanded breakaway. Connor Brown buries it. I mean, we go back to the moment it all changed for Connor Brown.
Browner? Do you want to score a goal, man? Come on, let's go and play. I never see you shoot the puck. You're out of luck. You should practice every day. You used to score like 20, and now you're not. I wish we could find out why. Do you want to score a goal, man? Doesn't need to be a hat trick.
I'm trying.
Tell me why.
I'm trying. Yeah, you're trying to help your team win the Stanley Cup. My God, Connor Brown short-handed on the road in Game 5. And I think it's safe to say that he's off the schneid.
I think we're gonna be glad. I think it's today, yeah. Connor Brown scored last night. His dragon is slain. He's finally off the schneid. He's finally off the schneid. Connor Brown's off of the schneid. It's about fucking time. He's had chances galore, 2-1s and breakaways, yeah. But he could never score, even strength of power play. He's finally off the schneid. He's finally off the schneid. Connor Brown's off of the schneid. It's about fucking time. Got to play McDavid line. You should have scored one, you should have scored twice by now. And got to play alongside Drive. How could he not score? How did he not score? How? He's played on every line, but he's best on PK.
Yeah!
He could never find the twine till he found it last game. Yeah. He's finally off the schneid. He's finally off the schneid. Connor Brown's off of the schneid. It's about fucking time. It's about fucking time. It's about fucking time. It's about fucking time. It's about fucking time.
Oh, my God. Connor freaking Brown. Unbelievable. And dare we say, worth every single penny on the bonus. I mean, I don't know next year anybody can bitch about it, considering what he's done the last two games. Like, Brown And Matthias Janmark and Adam Henrique has been their second best line as they've turned this series around. We'll get to Leon Draisaitl
Long-term
in a second.
investment, hey?
Obviously,
this is one of those,
yeah.
you buy a stock and you wait, and it's paying off.
Obviously, something's wrong with Leon Draisaitl. Like, Leon Draisaitl looks like he can barely get through the motions right now. So, obviously, something is wrong with Leon. But the Henrique Janmark Brown line, Connor Brown was just an absolute dog on a bone last night. Dog on a bone on the puck last night. He was absolutely outstanding. Let's quickly lay out the show for you. We got McDavid goal song obviously coming up. We got the Zach Hyman goal song coming up here in the 6 o'clock hour. If you're watching over on YouTube today, we ask two things. You sub to the channel. Well, you ask three things. You sub to the channel. You don't be a dick in the nasty chat. And you give us a thumbs up. All right, so hammer the thumbs up there. We're going to be changing 200 before we know it. All right, so if you're watching right now over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up. That'd be great. And thank you to the 9,000 of you who've now subbed to the channel. Very much appreciative. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart over at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, tell your friends. Tell your friends how easy it is to consume our content over here at EST. All right, we've got lots to get to. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio today, where if the others win the Stanley Cup, I'm pretty sure Kyle Furby would be willing to give away one of his stores.
A whole franchise.
A whole franchise. If the Oilers win the Cup, Popeyes is going to give you a chance to win one of their franchises. That's how excited Furby is. And Furby, if you don't text me at some point today, I guess it's true. All right, so that's big. That's big. Hey, guys, you hear about Edmonton? They're giving away a Popeyes franchise because the Oilers won the Cup. Wouldn't even surprise me at this point.
And rename it McDavid's.
What's that?
Rename it McDavid's.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. The Nielson Show is now presented by South Fort Chevrolet. It's been closer than you think since 1986. A short drive to Fort Sask is worth it. To find the best deal at the best price, your go-to dealership for Silverado 1500s and heavy duties. 0% financing available on select models. See dealer for details. For a super casual, family-friendly experience with South Fort Chevrolet at 10109 89th Ave out in Fort Sask, or visit their website, www.southfortchev.com. There's one place you should be pounding this morning, and that is the Paris Jewelers Inbox. All right, Paris Jewelers Inbox. Go see our friends at PJ's. If you don't want to get married after last night's game, when are you ever going to want to get married? All right, go to parisjewelers.com. Family owned and operated with 22 stores in 4 provinces across the country. Paris Jewelers Inbox is where you can text us today. The texts are absolutely flying in. I like the guys who are staying on point and still sending in Macramalla intros.
Hey,
that's strong.
We got a show to do. It is Wednesday,
effort,
right?
We got a lot to do. This is a busy show today. This is a very busy show today.
We said, though, this Cup Final Series, I think Gage was in with me. We took a look at the schedule. Very nice for the Oilers. You had the Thursday last week, a Friday coming up. You could stretch this thing, but as we know, it's game day, day off, but it is Wednesday, and we have other things. Macramalla will be by, and
there's
a show, baby.
There's a lot to get to today for sure. But yeah, hit us up in the Paris Jewelers Inbox.
It's the ring box. It's the bling box. It's the Paris Jewelers Inbox. And they got lots of fancy shiny things. Look at this, look at that. Not just for the ladies. They got jewelry for men too. The ring box, the bling box. The Paris Jewelers Inbox. Ooh la la.
Oh, the Paris Jewelers Inbox. I cannot wait to dive into that bad boy today. One of your text messages will be crowned the A&W text of the day today. And you get 2 A&W Mama Burgers for only $9.99 right now. What a deal. Available at participating A&W locations. Most A&W drive-thrus are open 24 hours a day. Hey, boys, this is Zach from Kansas City. All right. This isn't Zach Dickham, who actually absolutely accidentally ended up in Kansas City. I hope
but
not.
Wouldn't put it past him, though,
it
on
might
a
be the
night
same
like
guy.
that. Yeah.
Might be the same guy.
Let's slap it on the map.
This is the first text ever. Yeah, let's pin it. Let's put it on the map. Kansas City. Hey, boys, this is Zach from Kansas City. I've been an Oilers fan since 1980. The Wichita Wind was the Oilers farm team, and my grandmother won free tickets. I've been a hockey fanatic since then. I love your show, and I've listened for a few years, but I just had to text today. Go Oil! Play La Bamba, baby! I'm very excited, isn't he? 780-218-9999. $1.99. Keep that inbox busy today. We will get to more of your text messages as we work our way through the show. Let me quickly lay this bad boy out for you. Morning announcements coming up. That's just going to be more songs today. I mean, we got to get the McDavid song, got to get the Hyman song. We got to play the Kachuk song at some point. Diving fraud. And he actually was pretty, like, that was his best game of the series last night, but he still took a diving penalty. He still, like, accidentally bumped into Skinner and knocked him over. A waste of energy, as they say.
They're I think Kachuk is in the chat this morning. I even showed up to play last night. Bob is weak. The Sams suck. I will have to do this myself. So a bit of an admission there from...
I don't care. We're still playing the Turtle song at 6 o'clock hour today. What are we, changing 200?
Oh, baby, yeah.
I think we're going to be changing...
We're on the way to 300 here soon.
Well, here's the thing. Can we hit 300 likes by 6:30? My God, that would be amazing. Keep hammering that up. Morning after show coming up 6:30 today. That hurts for SBLLP. We're going to talk a little bit about Draisaitl and that hurts today. And then we got to get to that all-time bad take out of Miami from Greg Cote, who said before the series that Connor McDavid is more like Mick overrated.
He's not the guy in the scrums that looks like Buffalo Bill, is he?
I have no idea. I don't know what this
if
guy
it is,
looks like.
I want that to be it. I want that all to be one.
I technically don't care what this guy looks like. All I know is that he has arguably the worst take in the history of all sports takes. And it's backfiring on him right now, big time. Jamie McLennan, just after 7 o'clock today. That's good for the Italian center shop today. We're going to dive into Stewie Skins. I mean, unbelievable performance from Stuart Skinner last night. If Skinner plays like that, they win the Stanley Cup. I don't know how you cannot believe, when you've got McDavid doing what he's doing, if Skinner just plays like he did last night, they can finish this thing. Now you hope he continues to play like he did last night. But he was outstanding last night.
Especially with the other guy on the other side of the ring starting to fade. Like you see, and this is the series. The Oilers have been doing this. I don't know why we're so surprised.
Yeah.
They grow into these series. Stuart Skinner gets better as it goes on. And with Bob kind of sliding, that helps things even more, eh?
You know, the moment Bobrovsky died was when he was beaten, standing up along the goal line by McDavid.
Gager
what a horrible goal.
Gager sent that group text, like, just get the pucks on net for Bobrovsky.
Yeah.
And then it was the next shot in. Henrique had that whiff where he was kind of like
that almost snuck through.
It's troubling times for old Bob in the net there.
What a night for Marshall Bokeith Nielson. My God, I love watching him live his life right now. Like, can you imagine being 9 years old and your favorite team is on the verge of completing the greatest comeback in NHL history to win the Stanley Cup? I just can't. I mean, most of you like adult Oilers fans right now are like, I'm 30 and this is amazing. He's 9 and he's just living his best life right now. So, man, I have a fun time watching him. I mostly sit there and watch him as he watches the game because it's amazing. So with that's good today. We're going to dive into Skinner, but then we are also going to have the early bird drop shots today. We said if they won yesterday, we were doing shots on the show this morning.
Right into the coffee.
We got the 6 o'clocker lager locked and loaded. We got Birdie Booze kicking around here. We're going to dive into the what we labeled yesterday, the early birds. And Trev will have a hole out. He's going to have a hole out this morning.
I think, people staying up late and partying, and that's a good thing, but this is the time for us to engage and to, let the juices flow, shall we say.
Yeah.
So, welcome back. If you've been staying up all night like a Teef, I'm sure he's been listening all through the night, hey?
Teef got me in one. My God. The $100,000 hole in one presented by Golf Town. We will get to that in the 7 o'clock hour, the Cool Bet hotline today. By the way, shout out to everybody who was riding with me yesterday on the EST parlay. We got one. Hyman goal, Bouchard point, Oilers win. They came on the same play. It was amazing. As soon as Bouchard fired that one and went in, I was like, it hit Hyman. It hit Hyman. We've done it. We've done it. Plus 425. So that was good. They also had a McLegacy play yesterday, which was, I think it was like McDavid a goal, 3 points. Oilers win was like plus 825, and the bastard cashed it. Can you believe that? Unbelievable.
Barkov, more like Meowov. That text flies in at Paris Jewelers inbox.
Who's that from?
Unsigned as usual. Please put your name. Be somebody with this.
Yeah, save that one.
Barkov, more like Meowov.
Barkov,
man,
more like Meowov.
I think it's Rod is his name. Yeah, real good one.
Save that number because
Yeah.
you might have to be getting back to them for text of the day. Barkov, more like Meowov. Wow. Oh, that's funny. That's well done. Damon Bunting, free advice, 7:30 today. Macramalla is going to be by as well. Then we'll get to kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. 8:20 today. The Fan Zone for fans first. By fans, for fans, no fees. Get your tickets to Game 6 at fansfirst.ca. They emailed us this week, said they're very happy with the relationship so far. So that's good
Great.
news moving forward. Well done, Nasties. Use fansfirst.ca to get your tickets. My neighbor got 8 tickets for one of these games on fansfirst.ca.
Get out of here.
It's through a work thing. He's not like loaded. I don't live in like a super rich neighborhood, but it's through like
That's
a work
the
thing.
punchline, yeah.
And he got it done at Fans First. Greg Wyshynski will be by. Who did Wyshynski pick to win the Stanley Cup? The Edmonton Oilers.
Somebody in the nasty chat said that he picked Florida to win Game 6, though. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know who's getting that information, but they're still trying to. Wyshynski can do all. He can plan the parade, and people will still come at him.
Wyshynski, I think, was the first person I see to write a national article before the game yesterday that McDavid should probably win the Conn Smythe win or lose, and he did last night. I mean, that's the Conn Smythe win. I mean, Bobrovsky's been meh the last couple of games.
He's been fading,
but
can't.
Here's the thing: if they lose this thing, I would not want to be the guy presenting Connor McDavid with the Conn Smythe Trophy in a losing cause. He does not want his picture taken by that. He does not want to hold that thing. That'd be the biggest kick in the balls ever. But
it'd also be the biggest amount of rocket fuel to propel him. We're not there yet, but I'm just
God.
Right. Like,
yeah. Look, he's a generational generational guys do generational things. And that's what we're witnessing right now. So,
but again, you mentioned Leon and stuff, and it seems like both of these jalopies are heading to the finish line, and you're just trying to
get up there, man.
Put her in neutral and push her over.
Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power around 8:40 today, and then the wrap for William Huff. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. I apologize in advance if you were in the nasty chat today or you are texting in and we missed your messages. We are going to have, there's a lot to sort through today, so we'll try to get to as many as we can. We are 41 away from changing 300 before 6:30. Let's hammer that thumbs up this morning. This has 1,000-like show written all over it today. Hammer that thumbs up. Let's get into your morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. All right, last night in the world of sports, the Edmonton Oilers won and Connor McDavid was bloody brilliant.
Connor McDavid.
Let me say yeah.
Remember that name.
McDavid off a turnover. Walks in. Has a step shot. Glove save. Oh, it slips behind Holtby. And that's McDavid's 30th. Finds McDavid. The net is empty. Shoots and scores, and this one's over.
Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid. McDavid. Remember that name. Here is Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid. Smart move. Here is beautiful. Remember that name.
No. Connor has no limit. No. Connor has no limit.
Connor McDavid. Remember that name.
No limits when it comes to this guy. He's simply too fast. Think he can just fly. No limits, so why do you try? He'll score on his own, or he'll give it to dry.
Connor McDavid.
Fans in heaven, cause of 9 to 7. The nation in love from Gibbons to Devon. Looking to pass, eating men on the ass. Second contract, a lot of cash. Tick, tack, take your time. McDavid on your team and you'll be fine. Just open your eyes and you will see it. Oil it for real, cause he has no limit.
No. Connor has no limit. No. Connor has no limit.
Remember that name.
Hakuna McDavid. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna McDavid. Ain't no passing craze. You have no worries because of the way that he plays.
Yeah, say it, kid.
He's the next Gretzky from the draft lottery. Hakuna McDavid. because of the way that he plays. He's the next Gretzky from the draft lottery. Hakuna McDavid.
Oh, Connor McDavid, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do if you're the Florida Panthers right now against Connor McDavid? I mean, absolutely incredible stuff from this guy. Back-to-back 4-point games. It's insane.
Only needs, 6 now to get reach the height and mount? I mean, you can't.
You can't say he can't do it.
Not at all.
I mean, with the way that he's been playing lately, it's
he's got it right where he wants it.
It's rather remarkable. I mean, Skinner made some great saves last night.
And early on again.
Yeah.
Much like last game. Red asks...
2 huge games early.
Yeah. Red asks the question this morning, is Barkov overrated?
Oh, my God. Of all the things.
Rod and Red this morning are killing it softly here.
Let's keep the inbox absolutely rolling here. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Yeah, it's interesting. Jerry is it. How about this? Jerry says, hey, guys, I got tickets from Fans First for games 3 and 4. The prices were much better than every other site. I'm a big Fan First guy now. Thanks for putting me onto them.
Nice
it's
stuff.
almost unbelievable, the price difference. Hello, fansfirst.ca. Let's continue to hammer this so that next hockey season they sign on for the full year. That'd be terrific because the Fan Zone is a really fun segment. All right, Nasty Chat absolutely rolling along right now. Changing 300.
Oh.
Wow. Changing 300.
We will not be stopped.
My goodness, you guys. This is straight fire. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up. And if you've not yet subbed to the channel, please do. We just hit 9,000. We hit 9,000 subs around 5:48 this morning. Because on this computer, I loaded up YouTube, and it was at 8.99. And then, like, a minute later, I loaded YouTube over here, and it was at 9,000. So we hit 9,000 subs just before the show today, which is absolutely awesome. So keep those coming in as well. And if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, if you need a conch here in the 6 o'clock hour, we can certainly do that as well. But the Edmonton Oilers forcing it back for Game 6, and what a Game 6 it will be. Friday night, Rogers Place. I mean, if Nickelback isn't playing a concert before the show, before the game, what are we even doing?
Well, I think
here?
you run it back. The Shania Twain
You bring back
residency.
Shania again?
You get Our Lady Peace, yeah, that's fine. We
They
love
had
you. Get
their
out
shot.
of here.
They
You
had
had
their
your
shot.
chance, but Shania's got the magic right now. It adds to this story. I do wonder, big champagne poppy, probably something like that. I mean, we're getting now down to the final 2. This is...
You know what? If the Oilers really want to knock it out of the bloody park, Scott Stapp and Creed prior to the bloody game.
That would be the circle completing, really.
That would be
for all of it.
I can't even imagine the dub that would be.
Creed Tuesday mornings years ago, decades of darkness and that type of thing. Listening to Creed on Tuesdays, and then them playing a fan fest in Game 6 of the. Take me there.
Oh, that would right there. that would be amazing, and we welcome it with arms wide open. We really do. Let's get to a sports update with Lieutenant Eric. The morning after show for EM Utility Locating is on the other way here with the good morning after show song. I mean, imagine the vibe on the show this morning if they would have lost last night. It would have been dum 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 dum.
I think we said yesterday
but
too.
instead, it's not.
Well, you're not expecting when you're down 3-0. You're like, okay, well, you're kind of playing with house money here, like that attitude, which is nice.
Well, I think you can see that in their play, right? It's like. They're just like, okay, well, let's just go balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to play super. Like they're just McDavid's just going. I mean, well, we'll get to it as we continue to break things down. But him walking through those guys, then dishing it over to Perry on like a no looker. Like
Perry couldn't even believe it.
He's a magician. Like he is a magician. It's ridiculous. And don't ever take for granted the fact that you get to watch this guy play hockey for the Edmonton Oilers because. He was delivered via lottery, and what a lottery it was, man.
After winning a couple other lotteries.
My God.
Yeah, they hit the big one, the Powerball, right?
That's the one.
He's the Powerball winner.
That's the Powerball.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to a sports update with LTE.
A 4-point night from Connor McDavid saw the Oilers hang on, capturing Game 5 by a score of 5-3, forcing a Game 6 back in Edmonton Friday. McDavid, the first player in NHL history to have back-to-back 4-point games in the finals, while Edmonton also became the first team to win Game 5 on the road after trailing a series 3-0. Evan Bouchard, meanwhile, also setting a record for assists by a defenseman with 26, surpassing Paul Coffey's mark of 25. On the diamond, the Red Sox with 2 in the 8th on way to a 4-3 win over the Jays to take the series opener. Game 2 later tonight. Back in Toronto, Kevin Gausman starts. First pitch, 5:07. Riverhawks drop the opener out in Kelowna, 6-3 to the Falcons, snapping a 4-game win streak. Game 2 of 3 goes later tonight here on Edmonton Sports Talk, coverage beginning at 7:35. Prospects over Fort McMurray 8-2 yesterday afternoon out in Sherwood Park. The Prospects will hit the road and visit Lethbridge tomorrow night. Some sad news out of the baseball world is Hall of Famer Willie Mays passing away yesterday at the age of 93. He was a 2-time MVP, 24-time All-Star, 12-time Gold Glove winner, and a World Series champion. And over to the UEFA 2024 Euros. Group B action this morning at 7, Croatia, Albania. Later on, Group A, Germany, Hungary at 10, Scotland, Switzerland at 1.
There's something happening here. The Oilers look a lot better this year. Another win, put 2 points on the board. Telling me your faith is restored. I think it's time you stop, listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show. This year's team's looking strong. Connor and Leon, they can't do no wrong. 6 o'clockers are losing their minds. Getting so many messages on the text line. Think it's time you stop, listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show.
Oh, 6:34 in the morning. Dusty and Lieutenant Eric with you. If you're watching on YouTube today, sub to the channel. Hammer that thumbs up for us as well. We are, we are working our way up towards 400 here already. So let's continue to do that. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. And hey, we want you to pound that inbox this morning. Everybody on TuneIn, everybody on iHeart, everybody at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Let's do that this morning as well, because we will get to a bunch of your text messages as we work our way through the show. Hey, quickly, I want to mention this before we get into your morning after show. Tonight, and you can swing on by, you can get tickets, you should buy tickets online, but myself, George LaRocque, Sean Bell, and Tommy Gazzola. Trev, you want to put us back up on the 2 shot? We will be at the Bell. It just creeps me out when I'm like looking there, but like the camera's coming up there.
Fisheye show.
We will be at the Bell in Scona for the Bids for Kids event tonight from 5:30 to 8:30. Presented by our partners, actually, over at GS Construction. Myself, Big George, Sean Bell, Tommy Gazzola. Mark Connolly is hosting the night. It's Bids for Kids. They're raising a bunch of money for kids sport. You can get a ticket right now, www.kidsportbidsforkids.com. It goes from 5:30 to 8:30. From about 6:15 to 7:15, we will actually be streaming live on Edmonton Sports Talk from the Bids for Kids event. So even if you can't make it, put a reminder in your phone to join us tonight around 6:15. Myself, Bellsy, Tommy, and George LaRocque will be live. We'll be talking about the series. We'll be talking about some memories from sport as kids, and we'll be raising some money for kids sport with the Bids for Kids program. And if you grab a ticket and come to the event, your ticket automatically gets you into a door prize draw for a Jasper Mountain getaway. So come on by. There's a bar. Have some drinks. Hang out with us. We'll raise some money for kids sport, and it'll be a really, really, really good time. We still got to get to the Hyman goal song coming up here before 7 o'clock today. Jamie McLennan, Greg Wyshynski, Macramalla, early bird drop shots. We're going to get to all of that as we work our way through the show today, but let's get into it. The morning after show for EM Utility Locating. Don't kill yourself. Call our partners over at EM Utility Locating, or, of course, you can visit their website as well, www.emutilitylocating.com, or you can give them a call, 780-222-9497. If you are doing a job that requires you to do any work below the surface where you don't know what's down there, call these guys. GPR and concrete scanning, damage prevention, planning, design, education, and training, all of it at EM Utility Locating. The EST, big moment that happened? What are you going with, Rick?
One of those Skinner saves.
Oh, man. Early in the game like that?
Yeah, and I think most people were kind of in the agreement that, the first 10 minutes of last night would go a long way in dictating things. Of course, the second period, as we said, felt like mini games. But sure, I mean, you're on the road, cup in the building, right? Skinner has to stand up tall again and make some, and not just decent saves, not just good saves, as we've kind of been attaching to his name. Oh, you just got to be good, you got to be decent. No, those were 5-star, 10 bell. And when he's pulling those off and you see Bobrovsky fading at the other end, a very encouraging sign. So Skinner's dialed in, the 2 saves, top of the... And then they showed the rest that he made the game before. Like, this is now a thing. He makes brilliant saves to start games and settle his team into it. Dancing by the end of the game, cameras on him, hey? How loose is he right now? It's a great thing to see. So, yeah, pick your choose, either or.
I love that Skinner going to get some love in that situation.
And you brought that up later on in the game as well, when some people could have been saying, "Oh yeah, a mistake here" or something like that, or some of the goals, maybe the Panthers goals. I can't remember which one it was.
No, that game was 2 things. That game was Connor McDavid taking over and Stuart Skinner shutting the door.
But I think some people forget too, and you pointed out the last game as well, the save at the beginning. The game goes on. You can. There's some other things. Some things might happen. You might trip or fall, but that moment kind of kicks things off for the team.
It was wild because on the very first shift, Matthias Janmark has a glorious look, and Bobrovsky robs him. And you saw Janmark, as the camera got to him, he went, F me, right? He was very mad that he didn't bury it, and I understand why. Grade A chance. But then the Panthers come down, an equally as good chance, and Skinner is there with the denial. I thought that moment, you're like, okay, you're getting really good Stuart Skinner tonight. So Skinner has taken a lot of heat from many, 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 many of you this season and in the playoffs. This dude is in his second full season in the National Hockey League, and he just dropped these performances on you back to back in a Stanley Cup final. It doesn't matter, but somebody last night tweeted at me and was just like, he's going to be starting goalie for Team Canada. Like, how can you not right now? First of all, it's not a deep position for our country. But second of all, he's showing that in big games, this dude can step up. So extremely well done. I think we'll discuss him a little bit later on. My big moment that happened, well, what moments? Like the Tkachuk slide at the end of the game to keep it out. It would have been different if that Janmark hitting the post on the empty net. That was oh my goodness, jump out of your seat moment.
Then they go the other way, and
you're like, could this be like that's how it usually works? And then Tkachuk slides, hell of an effort by the Rat to keep that puck out of the net, momentarily at least. I mean, McDavid grabbed it and fired it right through him anyway. But I thought it was a fun effort. That's just another one of those moments from that game. You're like, what a crazy hockey game.
We said it was probably going to be the best one, and I think it lived up to that billing.
My EST big moment that happened will go be the Corey Perry goal. I mean, the Oilers are cruising along. Things are looking good. They go up 3-0. And then Tkachuk gets one, and you're like, okay, this is interesting. But then McDavid not only sets up Corey Perry for the 4th goal of the night, but grabs the Panthers' soul while doing it. Picking his way through essentially 3 Florida Panthers, then just dropping a little dime over onto the tape of Corey Perry, who puts it up and in. I mean, that was just fabulous stuff. Like, that could be one of those moments where the Panthers are sitting there going, what the hell are we supposed to do with this guy?
Right? Perry himself couldn't believe it. That was his reaction to the goal as well.
So, yeah, that was pretty damn impressive. Super stat of the night, what are you going with?
Give me a second here. I believe I want to get the number extremely correct here. 906. 906. 906. 906. 906. 9. And 826. 826. 826. 826. No, it's how this series has started, how it's kind of unfolding here. Those numbers, a bit of a teeter-totter seesaw here. So I'll go with Skinner's numbers again, but I think we can also look at some of the stats being put up here from one Evan Bouchard, 26 assists now, surpassing Paul Coffey on the bench. And I mean, Connor McDavid, I think we all know, back-to-back 4-point games now in the Cup Finals. First player in history to do that. 6 off the mark of Gretzky now. He's dragging them back.
In the end, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. Connor McDavid, superstar of the night, legendary status loading here.
42 points thus far.
If he finishes this thing, I mean,
Might as well retire.
That's it. Well, yeah.
Like you've done it all.
You're
This
never
season has
going
been
to
a-
top, coming back 3-0 in a Stanley Cup final and setting point records that Wayne Gretzky once held for 40 years along the
Going
way.
back to puck drop game 1, the whole season. If you were to cap it with that, that's a high note.
We are 8 likes away from changing 400 in the 6 o'clock hour. Let's go. Hammer that thumbs up if you're watching over on YouTube today. Sub to the channel if you haven't already.
Nasty chat's great. Somebody suggesting naming a street after Janmark.
I mean,
hey, why not at this
it'll
point?
probably happen. Now, with that being said, that's a very 2024 thing to do. Name a street after Janmark of all people.
Put his plaque on a
so soft.
plaque
but
on a park bench, maybe. Hey,
that's something like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that
like
would be
that,
every single one of these guys, if they come back from 3-0, should be honored around the city in one way or the other, based on their amount of impact that they had in the playoffs. I think that would be great. Look, oh, this is the Ryan McLeod door at West Edmonton Mall.
yeah. Darnell Nurse is a smashed bus shelter.
Yeah, there's just like so many different things. The Hen Day is renamed after McDavid because he just keeps going around and around and around the Florida Panthers. But
Actually, that's a good little exercise here for maybe a sly way to slide in on a Wednesday.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. 3 stars of the game last night: McDavid, Rodriguez, and Bouchard.
Skinner.
Yeah, I mean,
You have your
nothing
McDavid.
against
you have your
Bouchard's
Skinner.
3 points, but how's Skinner not one of the 3 stars in this hockey game?
Yeah.
And it pisses me off because my game day prediction was Stuart Skinner would be one of the 3 stars in the hockey game, and he should have been one of the 3 stars in the hockey game last night, but whatever.
Fourth is just as good. Will.
Changing 400.
Oh, baby.
Okay, but here's the thing. We're at 427. There's still 16 hours before 7 o'clock. It's not crazy to think we change 500 before Jamie McLennan comes on the show just after 7 today. YouTube Trev will pass out. He'll pass out from all the blood flowing to his you-know-what because he's so excited about what's happening right now. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in. 38th star of the game is Sergei Bobrovsky. I'm sorry. They've got him on the ropes now. They look to have Bobrovsky on the ropes. That third goal he allowed was just an can you imagine if Stuart Skinner allows that goal? This city would have literally not allowed him back in. It just would have been like, you got to go live somewhere else, man. An all-time bad goal from Bobrovsky there. My goodness. So, yeah, 38th star of the game, Sergei Bobrovsky. Steady Eddie of the evening. Where do we go? It's Connor Brown.
He's the...
This writes itself.
Yep.
Steady Eddie of the evening. For EM Utility Locating on the morning after show, Connor Brown will be your Steady Eddie of the evening. 13 minutes. Just the one shot on goal, because Connor Brown only needs one shot on goal. But how many times was he lifting people's stick and stealing pucks? Hound dog.
On a bone.
Love to see it. What a story Connor Brown has been in the playoffs for the Edmonton Oilers. Like, I know it took him 55 games to score.
Long-term investment.
And it was tough to watch. And I know the bonus carry. I get it. I get all of it. But Connor Brown in the Stanley Cup final has made more of an impact than Leon Draisaitl. Think about that for a second. Now, Leon is clearly banged up. We'll get to that in a second more. But that's insane to think. That's a true fact. That's a true statement. I mean, if somebody wants to disagree with me, feel free. But I think, Trev, am I wrong here? Like, Connor Brown's made more of an impact on the Stanley Cup final than Leon Draisaitl.
No, you're not wrong, which is why that's crazy in saying that. But, like, I was watching some videos of the oil drop or whatever it is. And he's become a voice in that locker room. Like, there's a couple shots that showed him, and he's very vocal in there, and which is just... It's good, man. He's one of the boys, and it's awesome. But his play has just been terrific. Man, I'm in such a great mood. How are we doing today, Nasties? This is the best. Like, I honestly couldn't have moved to Edmonton at a better time.
No doubt.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, I dreamt my whole life of being here and just watching all of this, like, firsthand pretty well. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm blown away. McDavid... growing up, it was all the records. I missed out on Gretzky or, Mario Lemieux, Bossy, all these crazy records that were set in the 80s and 90s. And, like, the fact that I'm witnessing this, like, same with, like, a lot of the younger generation. Like, it's honestly, and if you're as big as a fan of hockey as I am, like, you really just... It's hard to even fathom that he's this close of just setting some more records, but along with that, just his play, like... Watching the game last night with my buddy, he was like, "Holy crap!" Like I'm like, "That's just vintage Connor. That's vintage McDavid right there." Like, and the thing that was so crazy about that goal, he just idled his way in. He wasn't going, like a million miles an hour like
just
he usually
picks his way through. Yeah.
So it's just incredible to watch. But man, I'm just in such a good mood. It was honestly so fun watching the game. I loved it. There's something about I haven't watched a game at home in forever. But I don't know. I guess it's because that's what I did growing up, right? But there's something. It just brought a whole my fandom back, and I was cheering. I was so invested in the last
I want
game.
you and Marshall to watch a game together.
Oh gosh, we'd have the time of our lives.
You guys would just be losing your mind.
Yeah, so just incredible. They're one step closer. But going back to what you said, Connor Brown's just he's a driver, man. He's actually a driver, and I'd say going into the season, he wasn't even a complimentary player. But he's driving the play. He's not shying away from skating with the puck. And when he is, he's balls to the wall. So, this is awesome. I'm just nasties. Let's go. We got to hit that 500. Let's go.
We've never had a 500 hour on this show, but we are going to get there. Everybody to Connor, the Florida Panthers to Connor Brown right now.
Who the hell are you all of a sudden?
On a new Wednesday. I mean, of course that's what they're thinking right now. We're going to dive into That Hurts. That's coming up in just a second. But, hey, let's get to another goal song. Zach Hyman, he knows where to go, doesn't he? Get to the front of the net. Bouchard will just bounce pucks off
goal away
of you.
from 70.
You know where Hyman was? The scoring zone.
Hey everyone, I'm Zach Hyman of the Edmonton Oilers.
She's so tenacious.
Hope you guys enjoy it.
Revving up his engine, listen to the crowd just roar. No reason for tension, Zach is gonna shoot and score. Hyman's in the scoring zone. Right into the scoring zone.
Changing 500.
Signed for 7 years, now he's playing by McDavid's side. He's got you jumping out of your seat, cause of that look in his eyes. Hyman's in the scoring zone. He'll take you right into that scoring zone. You know he's gonna score a few. Playing with Connor, it's a top line overload. You'll finally see what he can do. So raise your hands up as high as they can go.
He always said that was a magician's secret.
His energy is contagious.
Playing with an edge, that's what you're gonna see. Taking the next step, cause he's no longer with the Leafs. Hyman's in the scoring zone. He'll take you right into that scoring zone.
Zach Hyman. You know who's going to win the, it's going to say, by the way, all of our goal songs brought to you by Sport Ball. Put your kids in Sport Ball today. You'll have a smile on their face as they begin their journey to the show in a stress-free atmosphere. You're going to love it. Parents get to take part, little ones. It's a good time. Visit www.sportball.ca for more info on all of the sports programs they offer. Kids love goal songs. Kids love Sport Ball. Parents love goal songs. Parents love Sport Ball. www.sportball.ca to sign your kid up today. All right, let's dive into That Hurts for SBLLP. Like I said, we got a jam-packed show for you this morning. The Nielson Show now, today, and every day, brought to you by Southfort Chevrolet. Check them out, www.southfortchev.com. SBLLP, the presenting sponsor of That Hurts. Let's dive into that right now. Albertans suffer personal injuries and accidents every single day, but many of you are too overwhelmed to seek the legal advice you need. Just leave it in the hands of those who can look after you, the experts at SBLLP Personal Injury Lawyers. They have the experience to gather evidence, advance your claim to ensure that you get fair compensation. And the best part is you don't need to be intimidated by the whole process because they take care of it. Go to www.sb-llp.com, click on personal injury, or call 780-438-5281. No need to feel shame. Let SBLLP handle the claim. A couple of things to get to in that hurts today, and we do have Jamie McLennan coming up here. Leon Draisaitl is clearly hurting, right? You cannot watch the game last night and look at Leon and go, oh, he's just not playing well. Like, there's no way Leon looks like he looked last night. And we talked about it on Two Guys and a Goalie yesterday. And Cassian, who dealt with a bunch of different injuries in his career, he says it looks like back spasms. He says it looks like his back is just like, and you know, if you watch him play, you kind of say, I know somebody yesterday asked, what do you think it's his banged up finger? No, his banged up finger does not lead to the type of game that Leon had last night. So obviously there's something. I'm not usually, I get it. Everybody's banged up. I'm not usually injury excuse guy, but Leon Draisaitl looks like a shadow of himself.
There's a line with injuries, banged up, and then there's something that prevents you from playing at your top. One shot last night, 22 minutes, 19 seconds of ice time.
Can I throw this out there for you, though? If/when the Edmonton Oilers win the Stanley Cup, Leon Draisaitl is going to score the Stanley Cup clinching goal. I'm making that prediction right now. Still an amazing talent, even if he's banged up or not. That guy will find a way. Can you imagine in a Game 7, it's 3-3 in the third, and they get a power play and Draisaitl? That's the perfect way to seal this thing if they can complete the comeback. Power play in the third, tie game, Game 7. One-timer over to Draisaitl, first goal of the series, biggest goal of the series. I'll make that prediction right now.
With a bad back.
After he scores, he's like, oh, my back. But then he finds it in his body to hoist the Stanley Cup after. But yeah, that hurts. He looks banged up, and he's trying to push through it for sure. You know what else hurts? Is man, I didn't know my likes are private. Only I can see my likes. Did you know that?
I think it's a thing now.
Is that a thing now?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I clicked on my likes page and it says your likes are private. Only you can see them. Interesting. We got to get to this one. And for those of you over on YouTube, if you're watching today, oh boy, 530 likes in the first hour of the show. I mean, there's still 7 minutes. We could have a 600 like in the first. I mean,
hell of a pace.
There's some shows around here that don't even get that many views in 3-4 hours. We're talking likes. Hammer the thumbs up today. This was the quote from Greg Cote, Miami Herald, on the Lebitard show. Connor McDavid is overrated. Boom. He puts up big, impressive stats. Yes, fine. But should he really be called generational, called the best player in the sport, when in 9 seasons he has yet to lead his team to a Stanley Cup? He has the requisite nicknames, McJesus, the chosen one. But he has not proved beyond stats transcendent, able to lift a franchise to ultimate heights. Mick, overrated. That hurts. Like, that's an all-time bad take. That's gross.
He tried.
It's gross.
He tried to create something for himself, a little nesting area.
I know, just because up to this point he hasn't delivered a Stanley Cup, he's not a generational talent. Like, do you watch him play? Do you not see what he's done since he came into the league? How can you sit here and claim that you need a Stanley Cup to be viewed as a generational talent? Do generational talents need a Stanley Cup to help their legacy? Of course. But to try to make this claim that should he really be called generational? Called the best player in the sport? Dude, do you even watch games? Come on, man. That's an all-time bad take. That hurts. That hurts big time. If he had any credibility in the hockey world, it's already been blown out of the water. But that's an all-time bad take. So that hurts. And I'll just quickly note.
It's got us talking.
I'll quickly note another thing that hurts. Taking a sports station in town off the air a year prior to this team going on this run.
That's too bad.
That's
too bad.
It's worked out really well for us, but my God, that's got to sting. That's got to sting.
That hurts.
It's got to sting a little bit. Like, that's got to hurt a little bit. Taking a station off the air, that's tough. That's a tough one. That hurts. But yeah, that's an all-time bad take from Greg Cote. Well, what are you supposed to do about it?
That's 2024. That's
real shame.
Yeah, water's dry. Oh, look at this idiot. 10,000 subs.
10,000 subs.
The Greg Cote Show on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that'll be a
with
thing.
With Greg Cote. Believe it or not.
He's on it?
Yes.
Okay, we are 30.
Sorry.
We are 30 likes away from hitting 600 thumbs up before 7 o'clock this morning. This would be legendary. We're going to play the Kachuk Turtle song because he was full-blown turtling last night.
Oh, yeah.
It was
on cue.
A great tweet last night. I don't remember who tweeted it out, but they had a picture of him in the net after he made that play to keep the puck out. And it said, in spite of his rage, you can still put a rat in a cage. I was like, that's really funny.
Very nice.
That's really well done. I think we got to hit this morning, don't we? The Edmonton Oilers have taken 2 in a row. And by the way, Matthew Tkachuk, what he said, they're going to go get it last night. That's what we're going to do.
Well, Jalen went and got his, right? That was the whole narrative there of the 2 prep school friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, well, tough one.
Yeah.
He's just a forward named Matt who plays for the Flames. A punk or a coward, a few of his names. He likes shooting and scoring and hits in the back. And when you're not looking, that's when he'll attack. He runs with his gloves, they're glued on his hands. Now it's pretty clear he's hated by fans. But sometimes that just ain't enough to keep a rat like him interested. Oh no, no way. No, he's got to go out and take runs at someone else's expense. Oh yeah. Yeah. He makes dirty hits we don't want in the game, then covers up his head and hides in shame. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. Yo. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He aims for your back and then leaves his feet, while George and the league are saying, hey, that sure neat. He's a turtle. 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 He ducks and he runs to much safer spaces, while players with a sack are getting punched in their faces. He's a turtle. 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 Maybe we shouldn't be singing this song with Dowdy and Cassian singing along. Maybe he'll find and prove us all wrong. Nah, he's a turtle. 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 He's a turtle.
Oh, he's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. All right, we changing 600 in the first hour of the show. Round of applause to all of you. A conch for the nasties. Unbelievable. If you're listening on TuneIn or on iHeart or over at edmontonsportstalk.com, please send the link to EST to your friends so they can get in on the fun as well. The Nielson Show presented to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Boy, did they pick a good time to get on the show.
Timing.
Brilliant move. Brilliant move by the folks over at South Fort Chev. www.southfortchev.com. Short drive to Fort Sask is worth it to find the best deal, the best prices. Your go-to dealership for Silverado 1500s and heavy duties. 0% financing available on select models. See dealer for details. Here's hour number 2. Jamie McLennan is going to join us right off the top. That's good for the Italian Center Shop. We're doing early bird shots at 7:20 today. Cannot wait to get to this. Matty Iwanek told me yesterday before he left. Matty flew to Atlanta for Messi versus Canada on Thursday. But yesterday before he left, he goes, 3 parts 6 o'clocker lager, 1 part birdie booze. He said that's the mix. So, we'll eyeball it. And
Davies v. Argentina, let's be honest.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad.
Canada.
That's what they're saying about Argentina, right? Yeah. What do you think of him being captain?
Yeah, it's fine. It's good.
Okay, I saw some people being
like,
I don't know.
All of these things, Jonathan Dave's taking penalties, everything's, there's going to be, in the World Cup, who's doing this, who's doing that.
Yeah.
All straight across. Good.
All right, that's good coming up for Italian Center Shop. If you want to have a chance to take a swing at $100,000, we'll give you that opportunity with Golf Town as well. Cool Bet Hotline of the Day. Free advice brought to you by local slumlord Damon Bunting and then legal analyst Eric Macramalla. Keep those intros rolling in at 780-218-9999. You guys, we got a fun show locked and loaded. What are we setting the time at for surpassing 1,000 likes? What do we think? 8 o'clock? Can we get 400 more in the 7 o'clock hour? I think we could probably do it. This is 1,200, 1,300 like show. Unbelievable. Let's keep hammering that thumbs up. And if you're not yet subbed to the channel, please join the other 9,000 people who have. We'd love to have you on that. Let's get to a sports update from Lieutenant Eric for Green Plan, Jamie McLennan. And yes, we will talk about the ice. How bad? This is why you don't play Stanley Cup final games in late June in Florida. My God, the ice sucked the big one last night. We'll get into that a bit with Noodles as well for Pro-Am Sports.
A 4-point night from Connor McDavid saw the Oilers hang on, capturing Game 5, 5-3, forcing a Game 6 back here in Edmonton Friday. McDavid, the first player in NHL history of back-to-back 4-point games in the finals. Edmonton also becoming the first team to win Game 5 on the road after falling down 3-0 in a series. Boston Red Sox with 2 runs in the 8th on way to a 4-3 win over the Jays to take the series opener. Game 2 later tonight back in Toronto. Kevin Gausman starts. First pitch 5:07. Riverhawks had their 4-game win streak snapped last night out in Kelowna, 6-3 to the Falcons. Game 2 of 3 goes later tonight here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Coverage starts at 7:35. Prospects over Fort McMurray 8-2 yesterday afternoon out in Sherwood Park. The Prospects will hit the road and visit Lethbridge tomorrow night. Sticking with baseball, some sad news yesterday as Hall of Famer Willie Mays passing away at the age of 93. Mays was a 2-time MVP, 24-time All-Star, 12-time Gold Glove Award winner, and World Series champion. And just kicking off, Albania and Croatia at the 2024 UEFA Euros later this morning at 10, Hungary and Germany. And at 1 o'clock this afternoon, Scotland face Switzerland. Sports Update brought to you by Green Plan, providing you with award-winning environmental planning and consulting service. Whether it's municipal, industrial, or residential, plan it right with Green Plan. Visit green-plan.com or give them a call, 780-455-4292.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
.704 with the Nielson Show. It is the AM Nasty. Thank you very much for being with us this morning. We are presented to you by South Fort Chevrolet, your go-to dealership for Silverado 1500s and heavy duties. 0% financing available. Select model. See dealer for details. Jamie McLennan scheduled to join us. He's going to pop on, and we are going to we'll dive into the game last night. Lots to discuss. If you're watching over on YouTube, sub to the channel. Hammer the thumbs up for us this morning as well as we're almost at 700 already. Let's keep pushing up. This is an all-time EST record-setting show here this morning. So hammer the thumbs up.
The pace is incredible.
Be a good time. It's incredible pace. The thumbs up thing, you just keep moving. And moving and moving and moving. So Jamie McLennan is going to join us. We'll get to that. The rest of the hour looks a little bit like this. I see people like, if you guys don't play the City of Champions song, I'm taking back my like. Well, we'll do that. I saw somebody else say, if you don't play the Hoist the Stanley song from Dallas from Nelson, we'll take it. Okay, you know what? We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
You issue the threats here.
Yeah, usually I'm the threat guy.
Yeah.
You're threatening me? No. I'm threatening you. That's good for Italian Center Shop. We are going to we're going to do some early birds. That's what we're calling our shot of our beer, the 6 o'clocker lager, mixed with our birdie booze. So we're going to start drinking around 7:20 this morning. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this tastes.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just going to throw it out there. I might have more than one.
Look,
I ate a muffin.
Can I join you?
I ate a muffin on the way into work today just to get a base for the booze we were about to consume this morning. So I'm ready to go.
I took a pill.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Most people in this city don't need the pill right now, if you know what I mean. Because they got boners already. That's why.
Yeah.
$100,000 hole-in-one for Golf Town coming up. Cool Bet Hotline of the Day. Free advice for Damon Bunting and Eric Macramalla coming up as well. Our first guest of the day is Jamie McLennan, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Gear up for the Stanley Cup with official game and souvenir pucks and the cup patch that the Oilers are wearing on their jerseys. Visit them today in Edmonton at the corner of 128th Ave and St. Albert Trail or online at proamsports.ca. I know those guys are probably absolutely crushing it right now and I'm very happy for them. So that's awesome. All right, let's bring in Jamie McLennan this morning. Noodles, what a time to be alive, man. Connor McDavid just to the moon on a rocket these last 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's thrust himself into that Conn Smythe conversation because early on in the first, we'll call it 2-3 games, it's quiet for everybody. We're talking Barkov, we're talking Bob, how great Forsling is. And you look at adjustments. That's really what the Oilers have done. I think they've done a really good job of trying to limit the forecheck of the Florida Panthers. And it's 97. That's just said, not on my watch right now. Now, you know, I heard before I came on people saying, play this song, play that song.
Yeah.
Still got lots of work to do here. Still got lots of work because Florida's going to have adjustments as well. You know, Bobrovsky seems to be, there's been a little bit of a solution there, but I still worry that he could steal one. So there's lots of work to be done, but I'll tell you what, the last 2 games has been an absolute statement by the Oilers, but specifically for Connor McDavid, where he just seems like he's not going to be denied.
Noodles, following up on that part of it, like he does look right now like he's just on another level. He's not going to be denied. Bobrovsky has looked very human the last 2 games. You did mention the adjustments to be coming for Florida, and they made some in game yesterday that I thought helped. But how do you turn this around right now if you're Florida coming to Edmonton for Game 6? I mean, outside of Bobrovsky standing on his head, how else does Florida get this thing back right now, do you think?
Well, if you take a look at the first 90 seconds of the game yesterday, that looks a lot different if Skinner doesn't rob Ekblad, if he doesn't, you know, and it was kind of soft coverage for Reinhart gets that one-timer in the slot.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, execution. I mean, that's kind of what Knobloch and the group were saying in the first 3 games for the Oilers is, hey, we're right there, we're getting our looks, but we're not executing. Well, you know, Florida had some looks early on. And the other thing that, you know, Maurice pointed out was you can't have a parade to the penalty box. You can't give them 5 power plays because the power play, I know Draisaitl's playing hurts, so that one-timer is maybe a little bit, that's the last option. That's option 10 on that power play. But bottom line is that power play now has some life. 2 for 5 last night. The penalty kill gets a shorty. So the Florida Panthers are going to try and win that game on Friday night. They're going to try and win it 2-1. And it might be a battle of mud out there as far as the ice, the sandbox. I will say the ice looked terrible last night. Like that was like every puck was bouncing. And, you know, that's the key is to get a lead on the road in that building because the ice is basically slush. A little different story in Edmonton where the ice is fantastic. So we'll see. But there's lots of adjustments to come and you know, some more than just Bob making some saves that he should.
Noodles, it's funny, in talking about adjustments, Stuart Skinner, you know, the adjustment can be his middle name at this point, and the Oilers too. Starting series, they grow into things, and if Bob dropping off now, Skinner's playing lights out. Last game, a couple of big saves early. Last night, a couple of big saves early. You're a goalie. When the camera's on you and you're bobbing, you know, your head to the music, and it's the Stanley Cup Finals on the road, is that the best place that he's going to be right now? I mean, the guy's just oozing confidence, and really this team... everything to lose, but going down 3-0, you kind of have this attitude of playing free and easy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when the pressure shifts to, hey, we gotta get this done type of thing. But I like where Stuart Skinner's at. You're right, mentally. He just looks like he's not afraid of the play. And I'm not saying that he is, but there were times where his body language is like, okay, you know, they got a bunch of chances. The other end, the guy's standing on his head, and then Florida comes down and gets a 2-on-1 and executes.
Yeah.
What I've liked about Skinner is it's sometimes not style points. You got to make the save. And there's a great goalie coach named Mitch Korn who's actually just gone back to Nashville. And I've had several conversations with him. A lot of times goaltenders, it's about, you know, save selection and what they're going to do on that play. Sometimes you just got to stop the puck and throw everything you got at it, and style points go out the window, and, you know, it looks good once you make the save instead of, you know, digging out of the net and going, hey, I should have done that. And what I mean by this is Mitch Korn used to say to me, when he had Braden Holtby, and Holtby won the Vezina and was unbelievable, won the Cup, Holtby always wanted to look perfect. Like he wanted to be, from a mechanical standpoint, perfect. That's not the case in goal. Sometimes you just need to throw an arm there, throw a body, not give up on a puck. That's what I'm seeing out of Stuart Skinner these last 2 games, where he's fighting for sight lines. Yes, he's using his size and he looks calm in the net. He's been good with his rebounds, but he's not giving up on pucks. 2-on-1 stuff. He's throwing an arm out there. He's making the save. So I've been really impressed with his battle level in the net.
We were talking about it in the 6 o'clock hour this morning, kind of just off the cuff. I said it, and then I was like, wait a second, that's actually probably true. And Leon looks like a shadow of himself right now. But Connor Brown has had a bigger impact in the Stanley Cup final than Leon Draisaitl, which I never thought I would say in a million years. But the way he played so far in the final, and then the way he got last night going for them, this is just an all-time story of redemption during a season for one guy.
It is one of the greatest stories because, and I think there's a lot of people probably listening to this show that have Twitter accounts that would just be chewing on Connor Brown during the year, where he looked a step behind. He looked like he couldn't find the back of the net if he had a wide open net. You know, there was what game was it where he had the breakaway and he just buried it in the crest of the goal? Was that that was Vancouver, I believe. Or maybe even LA. God, it's been a while. It's been 2 months. So, but ultimately, the one thing that Connor Brown looks like, he looks like he's skating well. And so the surgery that it took him a year to come back from, his timing is on. He's unbelievable with his stick, unbelievable with his anticipation. He hound dogs pucks. You're right. He's been impactful. We mentioned about Leon. I thought Leon was pushing last night. You could tell on the back check he was really working hard to be in the right position, turn pucks over. You know, he certainly doesn't have his A game. You can tell he's trying to throw everything he got. I've heard some rumblings behind the scenes of what he has going on. He probably shouldn't be playing, but that's Leon. He just doesn't miss games. So bottom line is I still think with this 2 days off, we might have a Leon Draisaitl game still. There might be where he just adrenaline takes over and it's like, I'm not going to be stopped. A lot like 97. You know, I'd like to see it either in game 6 or if they push it to a 7 where he just is unstoppable. But, you know, you're right. Connor Brown's story is unbelievable on so many different fronts. And, you know, good on the Oilers for standing by him, because at the deadline, I think there was a lot of people that wanted to move that player out to look for an upgrade. And, you know, Ken Holland is the one thing that you can't accuse him of is not being patient, because he's been patient with a lot of players in his lineup, and so far it's paid off.
Noodles, how difficult do you think it is for the floor? And they'll say, you know, it's just one game, but how difficult is it, do you think, to not think about the bigger picture of letting a 3-0 series lead slip away? Like, I know you try to not think about it, but it's got to be lingering in there somewhere.
100%. Those guys don't want to get on the plane today. Like they wanted to win the Stanley Cup on home ice last night. You know, you had one where you crapped it off. The 8-1 loss, they're thinking, okay, that's just an outlier, burn the tape. And then last night, they're chasing the game at 4-1, and they push. And believe me, Florida knows how to win. They know how to play. But it's what Edmonton's been doing as well that has counteracted that. So it has to be in their mind. They're saying all the right things. You can win a press conference. Believe me, I don't know how many coaches and players I see that win press conferences because they say the right thing, and they get the crowd on their side. Paul Maurice has been a stand-up comedian and had everything throughout the playoffs. And I love Mo. Believe me, Mo's been in the media. He's a sharp guy. He's a really well-liked guy. But, I had it as a joke, the Conn Smythe early on after Game 3. I said it was going to be Bobrovsky, Barkov, or Paul Maurice, because Maurice had just said and done everything. He looks a little bit different right now. You can tell he's wearing it, and he showed a little bit, I wouldn't say frustration because he's got poise, but last night you could tell he was thinking, okay, we got to get on this plane and go and try and get one in Edmonton, where it's going to be a tough building to play in for the Panthers. That being said, my question would be, are they bringing the families up again? Like, is all the families getting on that charter again and dragging them to Edmonton? I don't know what Florida's doing, but there is a lot. Up 3-0, there's a lot of distractions. And right now the Oilers are playing loose. They're playing confident, and they've made a series about it, because I think there's a lot of people that would, especially in that market right now, thinking that the Oilers have the upper hand here. If they win 2 in a row, they're lifting the cup. And I think the momentum, whether if you believe in it, is on their side.
Before we let you go, you mentioned in this market. Can you imagine Friday night in this city, Game 6, Stanley Cup final, at home, trying to stay alive? Like, I can't imagine. I mean, outside of having Game 7 here at home, I just can't imagine a more wild night than what we're going to see on Friday.
It's going to be insane. I was there the other day, game, whatever that was, 4, and the building was going to pop off. And walking away after doing our hits and all of that, I had a buddy call me, and I was texting with my buddy Lums, and he just said, if they lose, they still got that game. And I don't know if that was the narrative earlier. Like, you had your Stanley Cup winning game in the finals type of thing. And if they lost in 5 or lost in, you still have that, right? Now people want it. Like, they're greedy. They want that cup, which rightfully so. Edmonton's played well, and we'll see if they can finish this off. But I can't imagine what that building's going to be like Friday night. I'm going to be in it. Obviously, we're working, but I'm going to have to bring some. You see the size of these ears. I'm going to need two Kleenex boxes to jam them full of how loud it's going to be in that building.
Noodles, as always, buddy, we appreciate it, man. We'll catch up next week.
Right on. Thanks for having me.
There you
guys.
go. That is Jamie McLennan rolling into town for Game 6. We have now hit a new all-time high for people listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com at once, which is amazing.
All at once.
So it is. You can consume this content very easily. TuneIn, iHeart, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We have now hit a new all-time high for listeners at one time over there. Concurrent listeners, I believe they call them.
Maybe you buy
it's been good.
Devices, have them all going at once, right?
There's so many devices. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you very much for that. Hey, if you're watching over on YouTube today, thumbs up, pause a little bit while we were talking with Noodles, but let's get back to farming those bad boys. We got to be at 1,000 by 8 o'clock easily. Let's hammer the thumbs up. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hit that little thumbs up. Give us a like. We would appreciate it. Pushes our stuff out to other folks who would probably like to enjoy the show just like you. All right, are we gonna do some early birds? Should we do some early birds? You want to go grab?
I'm ready.
I put a couple of 6 o'clockers in the fridge. They should be good to go. Birdie Booze is sitting over by Zach to come sort of mini desk there. And then I guess grab some solo cups.
Nice.
And we'll dive into that. 780-218-9999. Let's hit that City of Champions song, eh? I know. I see that one guy in the chat has been like, they haven't won anything yet. You're right, they haven't. But you know who else hasn't won anything yet? The Florida Panthers. This series is still on. Can't wait for Game 6.
Drop the puck. Let's go, Oilers, let's go. Let's go, Oilers, go. I hear the Oilers coming, boarding on the plane, off to the United States to play Canada's favorite game. A chance to win the glory, a chance to win the cup. Let's go, Oilers, let's go. Let's go, Oilers, go. Bring it back to our World Saint City, the city of champions. Since I was just a baby, grew up an Oilers fan. Remember Gretzky in the 80s, seeing 4 rings on just one hand, chasing through the 90s, and into the millennium. Let's go, Oilers, let's go. Let's go, Oilers, go. Watch us shooting past kids from Florida, I said, put those Panthers down. Let's go, let's go, Oilers, go. First the Kings, Canucks, and the Dallas Stars, all who tried but failed. We got Skinner
rock solid between the pipes and McDavid, our holy grail. Echo on the back end. And don't forget the Bouchard ball. Sweeping rats off the ice in Edmonton. And bring us Lord Stanley's Cup. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I hear the Oilers coming, boarding on a plane. Off to the US of A to play Canada's favorite game. A chance to win the glory, a chance to win the cup. Let's go, bring it back to our state city, the city of champions. Let's go, bring it back to our state city, the city of champions. Let's go.
Oh, changing 800. Changing 800. Let's keep smashing that thumbs up today over on YouTube. This is a record-setting show, record-setting day over on the online station as well on TuneIn, iHeart, and at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. So please tell your friends about what we're building here at EST. And yeah, boy, we've got lots to get to still. We're going to get your Cool Bet hotline of the day. We're going to give you the keyword for the $100,000 hole-in-one for Golf Town. Free advice for Jamie Bunting. Macramalla is on the way. We'll revisit some of the McDavid songs a little bit later on as well. But let's do this right now. Let's get to that's good for Italian Center Shop. If you've not yet tried the take and bake pizzas, my goodness, you got to hop on these bad boys. So we have one sitting in our fridge at home. And last night I said, and we have a couple here in the fridge. Yeah. And I said to Tam last night, I go, hey, I'm going to heat this one up tonight, bring it in tomorrow for that's good.
Uh-huh.
And usually she's totally like supportive of everything. She's like, yeah, totally. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, that's good. I told her last night, I'm going to heat this up, bring it into work tomorrow. She goes, no, you're not. I said, what are you talking about? She goes, that's for the kids and I. Well, you're gone. She goes, we're not letting you take that pizza. We love that pizza. I thought, wow, this is a real nice thing. Like, my wife, who will help me in any way possible, last night was like, you're not taking that Italian Center Shop take and bake pizza because we're having it. So that's how good this stuff is. My wife won't even share with me. I mean, it's kind of rude on her part, but whatever. That's okay.
With you gone and not being able to, barbecue frozen burgers, this is a nice substitute.
Well, that's the thing. I'm the only person in town who's leaving Edmonton on Friday. Like, I'm leaving tomorrow. I got to do that Bombers game on Friday night while Game 6 is going on. But it's going to be a good football game, too. So after the hockey game and everybody's celebrating, check out some CFL.
They should just cancel week 3.
Yeah.
I got the mitts. Yeah.
All right, so here's what we're going to do today. We named this yesterday the Early Bird. It's a shot because we're pouring birdie booze into what we call our 6 o'clocker lager. AM
or PM, right? The 6 o'clock works on both sides. That's why it's nice in the morning. And
our partners over at Alley Cat. Oh my God, this is one of the smoothest drinking lagers you're ever going to find in your entire life. It has become the number one selling craft beer in all of Alberta at all Sobeys and Safeway liquor locations. And so what we say here, we said 3 parts. Three parts. So let's see here. 3 parts 6 o'clocker lager. Okay. 3 parts 6 o'clocker lager. Beautiful. I'm going to drink the rest of this can because there's another one there.
In there.
All right. And then the birdie booze has been moving extremely well. You get this at Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. Strathcona Spirits hooked us up with this. It's available for like golf courses and restaurants. You can get it in 2 6s as well. I think the next run is going to be plastic Mickeys. We started with the glass Mickeys, but it's moving really well. So what did we say? 3 parts 6 o'clocker lager.
3 parts.
And then one part birdie booze.
Don't be shy now. Okay.
I think this is all we got for birdie booze in the office right now too. So we'll have to see. All right, so that is what we are calling the early bird. Trev, come over here, buddy. Let's get you one of these bad boys. Give us a little cheers before you leave, and then we'll do the shots together. Cheers, buddy. Here's to the Oilers staying alive. All right, let's see. How's it? Oh wow. How is it? Is it delicious?
Yeah, man.
Man, you crushed that thing.
Goes down.
I love it. All right. This is a cheers to Stuart Skinner because he was good last night. Let's do it. Cheers.
So,
baby.
Now you did measure with your eye.
That's good. That's good. I can't tell if I need more birdie boos in there or less.
Probably more.
But that's delicious. Trev, how was that, buddy? Like, how good was that? Oh, delicious.
We're onto something. What the heck?
Right? That's not that like.
That was not what I was expecting. That was way better. I thought I was gonna have to like. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
No, that's actually really good.
That was tasty, man. All right, so pick up some 6 o'clocker lager. All this is available at Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. Pick up your 6 o'clocker lager. Pick up your birdie booze and start dropping early birds on you and your buddies Friday night for Game 6. Trev, you can't believe how good it was. Wow. Yeah, that was awesome. Oh, boy. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, we've blown past 800 likes. Let's push towards 1,000 this morning. 780-218-9999. All right, let's get to your $100,000 hole-in-one contest. That is going to be happening on July 3rd out at the Ranch Golf and Country Club. 180-yard par 3, the 17th hole out at the Ranch. It is presented to you by Golf Town, and we're going to give you a keyword, and you can get in the mix. Final day for this sale today at Golf Town. Up to 40% off on top brand golf shoes. Nike, FootJoy, Adidas. They got that Strixon deal on right now. Buy one, get one free on Strixon inline golf balls. A limit of 8 dozen per customer, but it's all available over at Golf Town or visit their website at golftown.com. All right, so we draw the name this morning. There's 4 people who qualified yesterday. We draw the name this morning, and it just comes out VR Montenegro. So congratulations, VR
The
Montenegro.
Viceroy.
You are going to have a shot at $100,000. We just don't have time to call you this morning because the show's absolutely slammed. But congratulations, VR Montenegro. You will have a swing at $100,000 July 3rd out at the Ranch. Everybody else, let's give you another keyword. Oh, this is a good one. This makes sense. You'll text this in right now, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Text it in. Trev will pick one of you. You will go into the draw for tomorrow's winner. Today's keyword is ranch. Ranch. Just text ranch. That's where the golf contest will be happening. That's where the EST Golf Classic on July 9th will be happening. And that's going to be an amazing day as well.
And a dressing.
What?
Ranch.
Oh, and yeah, my favorite dressing too.
Yeah, I mean, that's your top.
It's if we ever did, man,
it's a 5-2 player.
After the Oilers win the Cup, I'm very excited for the summer because we'll be doing drafts. The commish Quinn Phillips will be in again. It'll be a good time. But I'm thinking a dressing draft, dressing and sides and condiments draft.
Thousand Island, please.
Oh, I'll take some Southwest sauce.
Don't mind that at all either.
All right, that's pretty good.
Aioli, a sleeper pick.
Yeah. That'd be fun with ketchup. Where does ketchup go? First round grade.
Yeah, Trev.
First round grade for sure. Ketchup's got to be the first overall pick, doesn't it? I mean, I think so. Anyway, that'll be a good one. Let's lock that in. That'll be fun. Anyway, today's keyword is ranch. Text in ranch to 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Good luck, everybody. We'd love to have you join us. And for those of you who've been asking, yes, we will be streaming the hole-in-one contest live from the ranch that morning. It'll just be that 7 o'clock hour on our show. We'll be out there doing the show all day, and then 7 o'clock hour we'll go down and we'll do $100,000 hole-in-one contest.
This
Good luck.
tumbler is filling up with ranch. Like the ranch is the ranch is coming out of the tumbler. There's that many ranches being flown
in the inbox right now.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah, it's like me when I order wings. Just my God. I would think ketchup and ranch are both first round picks. I don't know what else. Did somebody take mustard in the first round?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah?
Mustard's awesome.
We had this discussion when you were away.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I put a poll up in the nasty chat.
Okay.
Unanimous number 1 pick was ketchup.
Of course.
What else did we have in there? We did have ranch. That's what it was. Mayo. Glue Guy's a big mayo guy. He loves his mayo. That was second. And then we had barbecue sauce. And then we had ranch, and ranch was last, actually, in the voting.
I would say
surprising?
What would be elite, and it's not even one of my things, but just from what people say, the 4-5 swing a mayo mustard stack.
Mustard's a great binder.
Is
it's
it?
not just
I don't
like
eat
a
mustard.
dip.
I don't do
Mustard
yeah.
works on a variety of levels, and you got the grainy stuff, the Grey Poupon, if you will. Dex says he'll take Asian Mist. I think that would qualify. Hey, why not?
Classic, a classic,
Still
classic Yukon Jack draft thing. Open up that other can. We're gonna have another. You want? Hey, do you want another? You want another birdie boost? We got to go less beer because we don't. Do we not have more birdie boosts kicking around the office?
Probably somewhere.
Schmitty, Strathcona Spirits. If you're listening, we need more birdie booze at the office, man.
Look, Iwanek didn't lock his door, so.
Is the Iwanek holding?
He's probably got a few
in
bottles in his. You know how you do, the boss man.
Trav,
right?
bring your glass back over. We'll get to your Cool Bet hotline of the day. This is it right here. I'm gonna go to Cool Bet right now, and I'm gonna put my entire account on this. The Edmonton Oilers. Well, you guys can get to it on Friday. I love the Oilers minus 125 at home in Game 6. I mean, I'm going to absolutely hammer that. But how about this? The Oilers, they were 7-1 yesterday. If you were listening to Lock Shop yesterday, I said get on the Oilers at 7-1 to win the series. They're now plus 275. But we got to make it your Cool Bet hotline of the day. You got to get on the Oilers here to win the cup. If you don't have a ticket right now, you're going to have to settle for plus 275. But you can get it. Coolbet.com. Use the code LOCKSHOP when you sign up. You get a 100% deposit bonus on your initial deposit up to $200. Plus 275 for the Edmonton Oilers to win the Stanley Cup right now. They'd have to win the next 2 games, but they're minus 125 in Game 6 at home. All right, this is going to be the last of the birdie booze here, but let's see if
Iwanek's got to have a bottle probably somewhere.
Actually, you know what? He does buy his TV.
He's a fiend.
But that's like his collector bottle.
Could you imagine? He comes back and that's empty.
Oh, he'd be like, "Why are you guys opening up my stuff again?" Calm down. I think we need a little bit more beer now.
I don't know about that.
A little bit more.
Yeah, sure.
There you go. There you go, YouTube, Trev. What a good job, eh? What a good job. All right, one more cheers to Connor Brown. Connor Brown, this is an early bird shot. 6 o'clock or lager.
Swamp water.
I know.
Just close your eyes and get it down the hatch.
It's still going to be delicious. Hey, we're almost changing 900 too. Let's hammer the thumbs up on YouTube.
Very refreshing.
That one might have even been better.
I think it was. With less beer?
Man, I'm telling you right now, the EST Golf Classic is just going to be
50-50.
Early bird after early bird after early bird after early bird. That's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun. If you are watching right now over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up. We're closing in on changing 900. We got to get to 1,000 likes by 8 o'clock. Easy. Let's go. Keep hammering it. Zulu's in and says the mood on this show is top tier this morning, boys. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
We're taking your energy here and kind of living it. That's the thing. I mean, I think the nasty chat, the Paris Jewelers inbox, everybody listening, and I'm just going to take a time here. You know, it's been a long slog. Like we've had lots of mornings. Again, we mentioned Crete Tuesdays, cold winters, terrible hockey teams. This is it. We're living in it right now. So, you know, we're trying to get that energy and from the nasty chat, the Paris Jewelers inbox, and bring it to the show here. But it's been a long haul, a very, very long haul. And whether or not they get this over the line, you got to just enjoy the spot we're in right now. Take a moment.
We'll always have today's show.
Take a moment. Whatever happens throughout the rest of this series, whatever. This is fun. This is really fun. And we've been waiting for this for a long time.
This is all-time legendary speech right now. This is your moment.
I don't know about that.
I love it. I love it. If you're watching over on YouTube, hammer that thumbs up. Let's get to 900 likes before he finishes his sports update for Park Mazda. We've got free advice for Damon Bunting coming up. Eric Macramalla is on the way as well. Greg Wyshynski, who picked the Edmonton Oilers to win the Stanley Cup. What a sly dog. He's going to be buying the third hour of the show today, but let's get to a sports update right now for our great partners, your dealer for life over at Park Mazda.
Edmonton Oilers 5-3 last night down in Florida. They capture Game 5, forcing Game 6 back in Edmonton Friday. Connor McDavid, another 4-point night, make it back-to-back 4-point games in the Cup Finals. Evan Bouchard also setting a record 4 assists by a defenseman with 26. He surpasses Paul Coffey's mark of 25. Red Sox with 2 in the 8th on way to a 4-3 victory of the Jays to take the series opener. Game 2 goes tonight back in Toronto. Kevin Gausman starts. First pitch, 5:07. Riverhawks dropping the opener out in Kelowna 6-3 to the Falcons. That snaps a 4-game win streak. Game 2 of 3 goes later tonight, and you can catch it live on Edmonton Sports Talk. Coverage starting at 7:35. Prospects over Fort McMurray 8-2 yesterday afternoon out in Sherwood Park. Prospects will go on the road and visit Lethbridge tomorrow night. 2024 UEFA Euros. Action underway already this morning in Group B, Croatia and Albania. Later on this morning at 10, it's Hungary and Germany, and Scotland and Switzerland at 1 o'clock. Sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he has 3 bottles of Birdie Booze strapped into the waistband.
If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
First thing we fire would eat, and then we hire not block. Bring in Paul Coffee, then goals against us stop. Illusions that someday we'd be in the fight. Now it's playoffs, and this is game night. Dawned upon me that this is a serious team, and there ain't no doubt tonight we'll shut them out. Oilers will hoist Lord Stanley. Oilers will hoist Lord Stanley. Oilers will hoist Lord Stanley.
Changing 900.
And that's when it dawned upon me that this is a serious team, and there ain't no doubt tonight we'll shut them out. Oilers will hoist Lord Stanley. The cup is coming back to Oil Town.
There's a new foot on the block in the National Hockey League. The Edmonton Oilers. By name, the Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
2 more wins. They need 2 more wins. They got 2. They just won 2. They can do that again. And they can probably do that again. Macramalla is going to be by here in just a little bit. And we got a jam-packed third hour. It is the Nielson Show presented to you by South Fort Chevrolet for a super casual, family-friendly experience. Visit South Fort Chevrolet at 10109 89th Ave, Fort Sask, or visit their website at southfortchev.com. Dallas from Nelson did send me something new last night.
What?
Yeah.
Remember when we met him and his wife down in Vegas?
They
That
were
was
great. They were great. They
Yeah.
were a wonderful couple. And, I mean, do you want Dallas from Nelson? You want some new stuff from Dallas from Nelson? Today, it's not...
Hit the like.
It's not... yeah, exactly. I mean, you know that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Hammer the thumbs up. It's not like the old school country version of Dallas from Nelson, which is when I think he's at his best, but it's still good. It's so good.
So he explores a little something here?
I
like it coming out of his shell, so to speak.
He's trying to cook a little bit.
Sure.
And he put this together like last night after the game. So if you want some new Dallas from Nelson, and check out his website, dallasfromnelson.com. If you want some new stuff, hammer that thumbs up. We can't do it at 1,000. We're going to hit 1,000 for sure. If we hit 1,200 likes today, we'll hit the new Dallas from Nelson stuff. You're Trev in the corner. He's had one early bird. He's like, oh, I'm in. Let's do it. Hammer that thumbs up over on YouTube today. We're going to be changing 1,000 before 8 o'clock this morning, which is absolutely amazing. We obviously, since we launched this here at Edmonton Sports Talk, we've appreciated all the support. So thank you very much for joining us. And if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and there's many of you listening over there, tell your friends about EST. We would greatly appreciate that. All right, let's get into free advice for Damon Bunting, your local slumlord. If you need a place, you're looking to buy, or you're selling, you're in good hands with Damon Bunting. Check it out. www.damonbunting.com is the website. Here's how Damon Bunting works. You call him, you're like, hey, I'd like to sell my house. And he goes, I'll sell it for you. And then 2 days later, it's sold for above sticker price, probably. I would like to see that, actually. You always drive by a home and you're like, oh, it's for sale, but nobody ever puts a price on it. What they should do is put like a huge price right across the garage door.
Yeah.
Right across the garage door. This house is listed for $550,000.
I like that.
That's where we need to get to in the real estate game. Hopefully Bunting can be a leader in this.
Show your prices.
Find him on Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Show your prices.
Show them. Don't be shy.
You cowards.
Yeah.
List your home price in huge numbers on your garage. That's the way to sell a home. That's what I think. All right. What do you need help with? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. What do you need help with? We're going to give you advice. It's going to be free. You're going to love it. Let's get into it right now. You guys, why does he say you guys? You guys, this is a weird way to start a message. You guys, I have tickets to Game 6, but my buddy is getting married in Ontario on Saturday at 1 o'clock. I'm in the wedding party, and I'm supposed to fly out there tomorrow. What do I do?
Ooh. Well?
Oh, this sucks, the big one. This is going to be a weird way to start this conversation, but how good of friends are you?
Well,
with
in the
this guy?
wedding party, where are you on the line?
Yeah.
Like, are you the guy? Are you if you're near the end?
If you're the last guy, I'm out.
Like
you're going to Game 6.
A confession: I had to flex Iwanic in to my wedding party.
You did?
Yeah, because my other buddy couldn't come.
I knew it.
And but this would be a case if you're flexed in. Like if you were named last, I think that's you've been given an out in this situation.
Yeah, but I mean, he would have said if he was the best man, so he's not like standing right next to the guy.
Exactly.
But what if you're the number 2 guy?
You can't do that. But if you're after number 2, I think then it's afforded you some space.
You know what I think? You know what I think you do here? This is gonna be my advice. You tell hopefully, I mean, if you're standing up for this guy, hopefully you're pretty tight. He should understand what Game 6 Stanley Cup final at home in Edmonton means. So I would say, listen, man, I'm flying out first thing Saturday morning. You change your flight, and it doesn't matter about price. You can't be the guy who's like, I was gonna come first thing Saturday morning, but the flight's now $1,400. It doesn't matter. You gotta eat that bullet. You gotta bite that bullet for the oil. So I would say you fly out first thing Saturday morning, you roll in, and you're a hero. Like you're a hero. Everyone's like, yeah, he made it. Oh my God.
You've now switched up your travel plans. You're working to do that. And yeah, you come in as a hero. Everybody welcomes you. And oh my God, look at this.
I think that's the way to go.
Switched everything around.
You get to go to the game. You get to be a hero because you made it. Especially if the Oilers win. People are like, I can't believe you were there last night. You're probably going to get lucky at the wedding. Because who's the groomsman that flew in this morning?
Isn't that, wow.
Because he's so committed to this. Because he's so committed to romance and love.
Can I meet him?
He flew in this morning. Yeah, it's a real sly dog move, man. Like that's what I do.
H.E. Pennypacker, 50% of all weddings fail. But how often is your team hosting Game 6 of the Cup Finals? And that's a great point as well.
We're not up to 50% divorce rate, are we?
Well, but give or take.
It makes me feel like a real champion.
You can have multiple weddings in your life, right? Like you can get married. Who's to say they don't have another one?
I mean, in the end, you can have as many marriages as you want.
Show up for the renewing of the vows years down the road.
You gotta
right?
show up. You gotta show up as a hero on a flight that leaves Saturday morning. That's it. Guys, so I've been in. This is a tough one. I've been invited to a suite for Game 6 with some buddies who work for a company that has a suite. However, like Dusty, I've been watching the series with my sons. Do I go to the game or stay home and watch with them?
You can watch games with your sons all the time. I think he knows the answer he wants, but nobody's going to give it to him, right? Like,
man, I'd probably stay home with your boys. Like, if you've been watching the whole series with your kids, and then you're like, sorry, Daddy's going to Game 6. You guys watch it at home. I couldn't do that to Marshall. There's no. I mean, I am being yanked away for work due to Game 6, but I couldn't just be like, hey, I'm going out to party with the boys for Game 6 tonight. I couldn't do it.
You're putting frozen burgers on the table.
Yeah, that's my family totally respects my effort, as it been determined earlier in the week.
Exactly.
So, I think I'd. Do you think there's any way you could get the ticket from your buddy, then sell it online at fansfirst.ca, and then just keep the money and then stay home with your kids? That would be good.
Well, somebody else, Haji here. Hey, you guys, I have a problem. I'm coming into town for Game 6, and I don't have tickets. Haji in a mail truck. And maybe Fans First is a place where you can...
go to fansfirst.ca. You can get tickets right now. No fees. Buy fans for fans, no fees. Fansfirst.ca. Or just try to sneak into the game. I'm sure it'll be super easy. One more quick one here. It's not Oilers related, but guys, I've been running some business plans by myself to possibly start up a food truck and quit my job. I'm a little bit hesitant, but would you guys pull the trigger on this? I mean, first of all, I don't think we can give you clear advice unless we know what the food truck is. Right?
Yeah, what's on the menu?
I need to know what's on the menu at this food truck. And I need to know what your other job is and what's the income that you're bringing in. Like, this is a tough one. Like, if you're grinding it out somewhere and you're like, I hate my job, I don't make much money, then hell, man, start the food truck. But if you got a good job, like, are you a CEO somewhere? And you're like, but I've always wanted to start a Caesar salad food truck.
Or a fish casserole.
That's not going to work.
Fish casserole food truck.
Oh, my God.
Well, you got to have the proper, right? Like,
talk about worst business plan ever.
Yeah, well.
God, that would suck. All right, what do you need help with? 780-218-9999.
Lots of advice for the guy going to the wedding. From other nasties.
Oh, of course. What do they say? What do they say? Give it to us. We'll ask Macramalla about this.
Yeah, well, here we go. You go to the suite all day, F them kids, Raider Jesse. That was to the other guy.
No way, man. I'd stay with my kids.
You take the red eye to Toronto post-game or sell me his tickets to Game 6. Okay.
You could go red eye. You could go full red eye. That would work.
Grab a private charter. The old PJ. Dust off the PJ.
God.
Hey?
That's an automatic wedding.
You get down to the wedding and that's gonna be a lucky weekend.
Is that the guy who flew in on the private jet?
The PJ.
Yes, sir. Yeah. That'd be a cool move. How much does it cost for a private jet? Our next guest might know. He's rich. He might know.
Jets all around the continent. Yeah.
But how much does it cost for a private jet? Like $10,000 for like 100 miles? Like, what's the Trev? Don't you have a friend who's a pilot? Like, would they know this? Like.
They might know this, but I haven't asked them.
I want to get on a private jet one day. I don't even want it to take off. I just want to sit in it and take pictures and then pretend it took off. We are 24 likes away from 1,000 likes before 8 o'clock. This is easy peasy. Hammer the thumbs up over on YouTube today if you're watching right now. Give us that thumbs up. I'm sniffing like, I mean, there's an outside chance if the 8 o'clock hour is better than usual that we're hitting 1,500 by the end of the show. Outside chance. Outside chance. We hit 700 in the 6 o'clock hour. Then we slow down, but let's hammer that thumbs up over on YouTube right now. All right, free advice for Damon Bunting, and we'll get to more of those text messages because they're flying in like crazy. Penner's Pancake says $4,000 per hour, I think, for a private jet. Huh. It's got to be more than that, or else I think even like C-level celebrities would be flying PJs, you know? All right, let's go to a guy.
Well, they should be zooming you for CFL games in the PJ. Hey, like I mean, that should be.
Man, I just want I just want emergency row. I'm not even asking for a private jet for CFL games.
The Nexus should get you there.
I just want emergency row so I have a little bit more leg room. Is that too much to ask? EST legal analyst and guy who still invites his friends for sleepovers. Eric Macramalla,
truth or dare, hey?
EST legal analyst and guy who's in serious danger of the firm replacing him with one of those arcade claw machines. An EST legal analyst, a guy who's equally awkward at both ends of the escalator. Eric Macramalla. What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
I don't book my own sleepovers. I have to ask my wife. I say, can I have a friend over for a play date, and can he bring his pajamas so we can have a little pajama jam? That's great. You know, here's the thing: is that guy who said, "Hey, should I watch the game with my offspring?
Yeah.
Or should I go out and watch the game with my buddies?" This is a conversation. If he wants to go out with his buddies, it's a very simple conversation with his children. He just sits down and goes, "Look, I'm not a good father. I'm going to watch the game with other people that I'm not related to, that are not my children. Because as you know, a team making the cup final happens every single year. And so we'll just do this again next year. Okay, high five. Kidding, I have to go." That, I think, is the conversation.
High five. Kidding. See you later.
Yeah. Daddy loves you. His love is conditional, and today it's on low. It's on low. Yeah, no, that's not right? But the thing is that you mentioned that you don't want to disappoint Marshall.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, but you have 2 kids.
No,
Not one.
but
You have 2 kids.
let me throw this out there. Elizabeth goes to bed after the second period. Like the Muzz, and that's her own call. She just we're all fired up. We're sitting there watching the game last night, and after like 10 minutes of the first period, Elizabeth's like, she goes over to the table and starts doing crafts, and I was just like, oh. She's not as locked in as the rest of us right now. So she doesn't give two you know what's about the series right now. She's a Zach Cassian fan. She doesn't care that he's not on the team anymore. She doesn't care.
But is that maybe, because you spent more time with Marshall and less time with her? I mean, is it potentially a you problem? I guess that's what I want to get to, right? Is why does she feel as though she's not wanted?
I think she just gives 0 Fs. Like Elizabeth just doesn't care about anything that anybody else cares about. She just marches to the tune of her own drum. So
I love that.
Yeah, she was.
I wish I was more like Liz.
Oh, me too.
I wish I didn't care.
Yeah, me too. Like she does.
I wish I would
care
do
about
this
anything.
segment with no shirt on. Whatever. I don't care. I'm not wearing a shirt. Who cares?
Macramalla, I have to ask you, what's it like in a private jet? And do you own or do you rent?
Rent. It's like renting a tuxedo. What? I got to rent someone else's clothes? Like I went to go buy a tux, and a buddy from work was there. I'm like, what are the odds? Such a little small tux. All they do is sell tuxes, and they rent tuxes, or as I say, they rent clothing. And I looked at him. I go, "Are you renting a tuxedo?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What? You're renting clothes? What is this, like Value Village?" No, you buy
high
the
school
tuxedo.
grad.
And the cost to rent the tux was $400. A new tux was $1,500. I don't know.
You pay that
He's gonna
thing
have
off.
to use it
3
every
times.
year.
Yeah.
Or just fit it and then run out and don't pay. That's what I do.
Eric Macramalla with us on the show.
Private jet is
Yeah.
between $3,000 and $15,000 an hour or something. I think I've actually looked into it just to say that I looked into it, and then I said, nah, it's just not for me. I think I'm going to just stick with WestJet seat 1A. That I always sit in seat 1A. I was just in Calgary actually on Monday. Turns out Edmonton is not located there. I was there for the day. Flew down and then I flew back. Yeah, I'm thinking I want to come surprise you guys in Edmonton. I just don't know where Edmonton is.
Dude, if you walked in through these doors unexpectedly one morning, we would literally piss our pants. I mean, we just would.
Really?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'll stand up. I'll stand up and pee my pants if you walked in. That'd be something.
But don't you normally pee in your pants anyway? I mean, we have to.
Yeah, but I don't show it off to people, right? Like usually it's under the table.
Right.
Proud pee.
But you come in, I'd be like, check it out, I'm pee pants boy. Like, that'd be great.
It reminds me when I was in Atlanta. And by the way, Eric, the airport in Atlanta is terrific. When Dustin was away, your co-host said it's the worst airport ever. It was a great airport. And again, another comment made on a show that you hosted as a low energy loser like Jeb Bush. Anyway, I come out of my hotel and there's a guy sitting there urinating on the sidewalk asking for money. And I wanted to give him money, but there was a pool of urine.
Yeah, you didn't want to get pissed on.
Close. Yeah. So do I throw the money at him? But then if I throw the money at him, I look like that jerk. Throws money at the homeless. So I just did what I normally do. I just walked away.
Eric Macramalla with us on the show this morning. Hey, so the Stanley Cup Final, the next game is going to be on June 21st. If it goes 7, it'll be June 24th. I have to ask, because we were saying this, we were talking about this yesterday. Outside of Edmonton, like, do people in Ottawa, do people out east care about the Stanley Cup final right now?
Yeah. Okay. So for sure, like I watched it last night. My buddies watched it as well, though we watched it with our children because we love our children, right? And so we're into it. The problem is the NBA season starts a month later and they're done.
Yeah.
I don't understand why the next game is Friday. It's Wednesday. And there was a week off before the Cup final. It's not like you're trying to tantalize people. It's not like this is the Super Bowl. People are just waiting with bated breath to watch it. This is the NHL, niche appeal, tribal support. It reminds me years ago, I think it was 99. I was in law school. I think it was when the Stars played the Sabres and Hasek was playing, as the kids say, off the hook. The kids say that on private jets all the time. This is so off the hook. 10 grand an hour is nothing. Please. It's like fake money. And they had a week off and it ruined the momentum. In this case here, it hasn't done that, but it's just taken so long to have a cup winner. It's like Batman doesn't want the season to end or something. I don't get
it's like he's about to retire and he's just like, I want this to go as long as I possibly can.
Like does he want it to end like right before the draft? It doesn't make any sense. Like it's bizarre, isn't it? It's just taking too long. It's just too slow. It's very, very upsetting.
It's crazy that if there is a Game 7, that it will be on June 24th,
a Monday,
2 days before.
Right?
2 days before my kids are out of school, and like less than 5 days away from the draft, a week away from free agency. It's gone on a little bit. Now it's fun here in Edmonton, obviously, because the others are making. Do you think?
Great.
Do you think they come back? They were down. Yeah. Where are you at?
They're
right
scoring
now?
goals again. They're scoring special team goals. That was huge for them. Connor McDavid has just elevated his game to an entirely different level. I mean, that pass he made to Corey Perry, the angry guy, was phenomenal. It's so much fun to watch. Panthers are a well-balanced team. They're really tough to play against in their own zone, but somehow Connor McDavid and your Oilers, Luke Connor Brown, have found a way to get through that D wall, and this is a lot of fun. Yeah, I think the Oilers win the next. I'll just say I think they win the next game. I do, and I think,
and then it goes 7, and who knows, right?
Yeah. Edmonton, right? That's going to be a show. You guys are going to have a lot of fun. You guys should be live on location across the street.
Oh, that would be excellent. Hey, before I let you go, I want to start a new part of this segment. It's called "Who Are You Suing Right Now?" Who are you? Who do you currently having cases against? Are you allowed to say that? Is that a thing?
Segment saying it's privileged and confidential. I am. I can't really tell you. I'm suing a lot of people, a lot of tremendous big league people with a lot of money, and that's really the extent that I can address who I'm suing. But I want to be clear about something. I'm a high-powered lawyer, and I sue a lot of people all the time, and I'm relatively average at it.
Good. Good.
So, yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll catch up next week, man. Thanks for the time.
All right, guys. Good luck in the series, and when we have a cup winner in August, we can talk about it again. All right, boys?
Exactly. He's right. That's Eric Macramalla, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda.
You make a
Your
point,
dealer
though.
for life.
Regardless of the Oilers, whoever's in it, you're leaving 3 business days before the.
Yeah, I mean,
that's for a league.
Now the Oilers they'll have staff prepping for the draft.
Sure.
And then they got a 2nd and then 5th, 6th, and 7th. So but
you're still you're still cleaning up the dressing room, and now you got to start this thing all over again.
If they win the Stanley Cup, when's the parade? Wednesday? Then the draft's Friday? Like some of your staff,
you need a bit.
If the draft, if the parade is Thursday, and look, we know there's a long way to go here. I'm just asking. I'm just spitballing
asking
here.
questions. Yeah.
If they come back and win the Stanley Cup, and what's the parade? I think the parade would have to be Wednesday, because if the parade's Thursday, a bunch of your staff are not going to be there because they have to be in Vegas for the draft. That's on Friday. So season goes too long. It's fun that the Oilers are still in it. It's been great for us here launching Edmonton Sports Talk this year. It's been absolutely incredible. We couldn't ask for more. But
whoever was in the final,
ridiculous.
whoever was in the final, this thing remains true, right?
Chess Wizardry's in and says, so the Stanley Cup parade will be going on during the draft. I mean, that's kind of thing.
Yeah.
Partway through the draft, Ken Holland makes their 2nd round pick.
Wouldn't that be something? He's making picks from a float.
And there will still be people who are like, Ken Holland can never pick well from a float. Why are they allowing him to do this? That'll be a thing. All right, if you are watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up. We've got to that territory now where changing 1,000. But now we don't know, like, when do we get, because it just says 1K now.
Well,
so now we can't
2K.
see it until we
Gotta
get to
get up to 2.
1.1,
Gotta get to
1.2. So if you're watching, what's our record? About 1,100 on a live show? 1,037. We're at 137, 1,037 right now?
Easy.
I think our best show ever was 1,100. We're going to destroy that. So let's hammer it. 8 o'clockers, let's go. Hammer that thumbs up right now over on YouTube. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. We've blown by 9,000 subs today and to the moon here right now. So if you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia, we've got that locked and loaded for you this morning. Gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. Text us at 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Text Trev at 780-218-9999. Let him know you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia today. And you could win a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. All right, so 780-218-9999. Coming up in the third hour of the show, Kind of Easy Trivia. 3 questions too many. The Fan Zone for Fans First. Greg Wyshynski, Weekly Rankings of Power, and the Wrap for William Huff. So we've got lots to get to as we work our way through the show this morning. 780-218-9999 is where you can message Trev and let him know that you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia this morning. Let's get to a sports update right now for Claiborne Services. If you're with us this morning because you're not working, but you're looking for work and you love a job, ClaiborneServices.com is where you can find one. Rick will have more on that after the sports update.
Let's talk about 6, baby. Game 6 back in Edmonton Friday. The Oilers capturing Game 5, 5-3, your final. Connor McDavid, first player in NHL history to back-to-back 4-point games in the finals. Once again, Game 6, Friday, here, Edmonton. Red Sox 2 in the 8th on way to a 4-3 win over the Jays. Jays look to avoid the sweep later tonight. Kevin Gausman starts first pitch 5:07. Riverhawks dropping the opener out in Kelowna 6-3 to the Falcons. That snaps a 4-game win streak. Game 2 of that 3-game set goes later tonight. Here on Edmonton Sports Talk, our coverage begins at 7:35. Prospects over Fort McMurray 8-2 yesterday afternoon from Sherwood Park. The Prospects are on the road. They'll visit Lethbridge tomorrow night. And the 2024 UEFA Euros underway this morning. Albania and Croatia currently on the pitch. Later this morning at 10, Hungary and Germany. And Group A winds up this afternoon at 1 with Switzerland taking on Scotland. Take your career to the next level with Claiborne Services. They're hiring all positions, including journeyman bricklayers and apprentices of all levels. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind, knowing that they are an industry leader in safety. Visit www.claiborneservices.com or make it easy. Phone Jeff, 780-910-6728.
Let me say yeah.
Remember that name. McDavid off a turnover. Walks in. Has a step shot. Glove shot. No, it slips behind Holtby. And that's McDavid's 30th. Finds McDavid. The net is empty. Shoots and scores, and this one's over.
Hunter. McDavid. Hunter. 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 McDavid. McDavid. McDavid.
Remember that name.
Here is Hunter McDavid. Hunter McDavid.
Smart move.
Here is beautiful.
Remember that name.
No, 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 no. Connor has no limit. No, 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 no. Connor has no limit.
Hunter McDavid.
Remember that name.
No, no limits when it comes to this guy. He's simply too fast. Think he can just fly. No, no limits. So why do you try? He'll score on his own, or he'll give it to dry.
Hunter McDavid.
Fans in heaven, cause the 9 to 7. The nation in love from Gibbons to Devon. Looking to pass, eating men on the ass. Second contract, a lot of cash. Tick, 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 tack, take your time. McDavid on your team and you'll be fine. Just open your eyes and you will see it. Oiler for real, cause he has no limit.
No, 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 no. Connor has no limit. No, 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 no,
powerful phrase. Hakuna McDavid ain't no passing craze. You have no worries because of the way that he plays.
Yeah, say it, kid.
He's the next Gretzky from the draft lottery. Hakuna McDavid. Hakuna McDavid. Hakuna McDavid. Hakuna McDavid. Hakuna. You have no worries because of the way that he plays. He's the next Gretzky from the draft lottery. Hakuna McDavid.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you very much for being here. All of our goal songs brought to you by Sport Ball. If you love your kids, you'll put them in Sport Ball today. Check them out. Sportball.ca is where you can get in, and your kids will love it. I promise you, having kids who are in Sport Ball for years and years and years, they will absolutely love it. Nice, stress-free way to get into sports. We're coming at it from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio this morning, where I did say earlier today that if the Oilers win the Cup, Furby is going to give away one of his Popeyes locations. He has not confirmed that with me yet, so it's just out there, it's just hanging out there right now. But let me talk to him about it, and we'll see what we can do. Changing 1100. That's all I know. I just see the 1.1. Trev, where are we at right now? Trev's got the up-to-date Lycometer.
Okay, so this is pretty sweet.
Okay.
Let's take a look back. So I do know of EST, our record for likes in a show. So not live. So this is afterwards.
Afterwards. Okay.
Like full on everything. We got 1,222 likes.
Okay, so we're
right
cruising.
now we're at 1,100 exactly.
Okay. Let's keep
So
hammering
we got
that thumbs up today.
122 likes remaining.
Record-setting show.
Oh my gosh.
Record-setting show. Hammer the thumbs up. If you're watching on YouTube today, give us that thumbs up. Pushes our content out after the fact to everybody else and helps us continue to grow EST. We passed 9,000 subs earlier this morning. And we got a great hangout today coming up at 9 o'clock as well. Wino, who was awesome on the pre- and post-game show last night with Tommy Gazzola. Wino's going to be in with Belzy and Tommy. I don't know if any of them know how to run the equipment over there, so we might have to get them fired up.
That's worth a tune-in for itself.
Yeah.
I mean, just to watch the hijinks and
I want to
hilarity
see. I want to see Tommy start the stream.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious. Anyway, Trevor, you on that today? Are you gonna get that going over there? Oh, Zacticum. Okay, Zacticum will be in. Okay, Zacticum knows what's going on, so that'll be good. So the hangout coming up here at 9 o'clock. I'll be back with the Lock Shop at 11, and then Oil Stream at noon today with myself and Tommy Gazzola. And then tonight, we will have some live content tonight over on the YouTube channel. We got some audio stream content tonight, is right? You've been mentioning that as we work our way
Riverhawks,
through
yes.
the show. Riverhawks game tonight right here on the audio. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or EdmontonSportsTalk.com, you'll have Riverhawks action tonight. If you follow us on YouTube, and many of you do now, tonight, 6:15-ish, myself, Sean Bell, Tom Gazzola, and George LaRock will be live from the Bids for Kids event for Kids Sports. So we'll be streaming tonight. You can pop in. You can ask us questions. The event goes from 5:30 to 8:30. We're going to be streaming from 6:15 to 7:15. Mark Connolly, who's just an absolute beauty, he's going to be hosting the event. If you want to grab a ticket and come down and join us at this event, www.kidsportbidsforkids.com. And if you get a ticket and you're at the event, your ticket will put you into a door prize draw for a Jasper getaway. So that's pretty awesome as well. It's at the Bell in Scona. Just search that on your phone. The Bell in Scona, 5:30 to 8:30 tonight. We'll be talking Oilers. We'll be talking childhood sports memories. It's going to be a good time. It's also a 90s theme night. And how do you dress up for 90s theme night?
I would say
I got Chucks on.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going home today. I got a busy day. We're going to be here till 1. Then I got 2 hours of CFL Zoom meetings. Then we got to go sit up around 4 o'clock. Then the event starts at 5. So I'm not going home today. But I'm wearing sweet blue Chucks today. And I got a blue suit jacket that kind of matches. That looks kind of... I don't know, 90s were kind of a weird time, right? Like,
well, I'd say find your closest
nice.
Randy River, perhaps, eh? Get done up there. A bucket
so?
hat, a nice dragon button-up.
Yeah, I don't know how to dress up for a 90s
side.
night. I'm a little... And I was in the 90s. That's crazy, right? I feel like I need a lot of neon stuff. So I'm between shows, I might make a quick trip down to Value Village. There is always 90s stuff at Value Village. So I might do that. Anyway, it's going to be a fun night. Bids for Kids tonight. Bell and Scona, myself, Belzy, Tommy, and George LaRock. You can come down. You can text us questions if you're sitting there. And we're going to raise some money for a great cause. So that's good. If you like raising money for a good cause, hammer the thumbs up over on YouTube today. That would be great. All right, who's playing Kind of Easy Trivia this morning?
On the line, we have Jeremy.
All right, Jeremy's going to play Kind of Easy Trivia today, looking to get his hands on a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. Casualest place ever in the Hampton Inn on the corner of 137th Ave and Mark Messier Trail. One of the foremost leaders in having 6 o'clock or lager in the house. Huge thanks to Mike and the crew. I know you think like his name's not Mike, but the contact for Mr. Mike's, his name is Mike. So huge shout out to Mike and the crew over there for getting that 6 o'clock or lager in before other people had got it in. All right, let's go to Jeremy today. He needs to get 3. Man, can you imagine not winning today of all days?
You don't want to.
That would suck. All right, let's go to Jeremy, who's probably feeling the pressure like the Florida Panthers right now, who've pissed away 2 in a row. Jeremy, where are you at right now, buddy? What do you think about this series?
Pretty pumped.
Yeah,
pretty pumped.
You should be pretty pumped.
I loved watching Kachuk take that puck out of the net. Be in the net as McDavid just popped it in. That was beautiful.
That was pretty hilarious, wasn't it? That was good. All right, man, we will start the ticker after we read the first question. Good luck. Let's get you that Mr. Mike's gift certificate, okay? Here we go.
Good.
Which Edmonton Oiler had 4 points last night?
Connor McDavid.
Which Edmonton Oiler had 4 points in Game 4 as well?
Connor McDavid.
Which Oiler broke Wayne Gretzky's playoffs assist record?
Connor McDavid.
Which Oiler scored from the goal line on Bobrovsky last night?
Ooh, Connor McDavid.
Which Oiler's going to win the Conn Smythe, win or lose?
Connor Brown.
Connor Brown. Classic.
Gets a nipple erection.
Oh, is that dirty?
This is not just a dream, it's a wet dream of orgasmic proportions.
Oh, is that dirty?
Frustration sets in and the emotion goes out, and then you just start playing with yourself.
Oh, is that dirty?
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Club beat Loop on a Wednesday morning after the Edmonton Oilers stay alive to force a Game 6 back at home. The rest of the hour looks like this. We're going to get to 3 questions too many. We still need one more question for 3 questions too many. It can be related to the Oilers. It can be completely unrelated to the Oilers. It doesn't matter to us. We'll answer anything. Fire those over 780-218-9999 to the Paris Jewelers inbox. 22 stores in 4 provinces across Canada. Check them out, www.parisjewelers.com. And one of your text messages are going to win Text of the Day today, which will get you a gift certificate to A&W, where they got 2 juicy mama burgers right now for just $9.99. The Nielson Show today and every day presented to you by South Fort Chevrolet. It's been closer than you think since 1986. Short drive to Fort Sask is worth it to find the best deal at the best price. Your go-to dealership for Silverado 1500s and heavy duties. Check them out, www.southfortchev.com. I love Jeremy dropping the Connor Brown reference.
10 out of 5.
Which Oiler is going to win the Conn Smythe, win or lose? Connor Brown. Brilliant. That's the vibe that we're feeling right now with Connor Brown, which is pretty impressive. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many today for the great staff over at Park Mazda. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment?
Yes, I do. 3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, who's really looking forward to our discussion about the Pacers and Pascal Siakam signing a $189.5 million max contract.
Yeah, he's going to have to wait a bit. We'll probably get to it mid-July.
Patience, right?
But,
like Connor Brown, right?
That'll pay off.
Yeah.
That'll pay off for him.
Check them out today, parkmazda.ca. Your dealer for life.
Do you have a Twitter account?
At Lieutenant_Eric. You can follow me on Twitter, and Edmonton Sports Talk, YEG Sports Talk, is the handle. I'm surprised Macramalla didn't kind of pop up just to see Mitch. He didn't need to come to Edmonton. Could have went to Sherwood Park, right? Saw Mitch, settled their beef. Maybe drove back to Eastern Canada with a rented Mazda or something like that. But I want the 2 of them in the same room. Iwanek, Gazzola, Macramalla, Mitch Lewicki in the hangout.
I like that. Wouldn't that be something?
It'd be great.
It has to happen at some point. So you remember Eddie and Rubes? We had Eddie and Rubes in Friday, and they were down 3-0. And when we wrapped with those guys, I said if they win in Game 7, I'll fly them back out here.
Uh-oh.
They texted me last night. They're like, hey, Dusty, should we book our flights right now, or how's this going to go? And, I'd like to see those guys. HR Daddy, I don't know if you're kicking around here, but we might be having to book a couple of flights from Toronto and back to bring the boys
couple
out.
red eyes, eh?
Yeah, Eddie's like, I'm going to be there for the parade on your dime. I was like, calm down, Edster. Let's wait and see how this thing goes. But I might have opened up my big mouth on that one. But whatever. It'd still be fun to see him. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many for the great staff over at Park Mazda. Question number 1. We got a lot of good questions that have trickled in here on this game last night, which is good. And we'll get into it in the fan zone as well. Why in the hell didn't the refs call that penalty when Bennett knocked down Skinner?
Game management?
Awful. Isn't it? Was it not awful? Like, that was not an accident. You knew what he was doing. The Kachuk thing was, like, the Kachuk one was just so blatantly bad. I was just like, yeah, don't.
When he slammed his stick on the ice because he always had too many men on the ice?
No, that one was hilarious.
I mean, look,
the one where he like
officiating
slowly backed into Skinner and then bumped him and was like, oh, no. It was like, what was that? It's Austin Powers when he's like, oh, look, I've fallen. And he's like falling over top of the girl on the plane with the bed that's spinning. That's what the Kachuk one was. But the Bennett one, that's a penalty. Call the penalty.
Officiating's crap. The ice is crap. This is your Stanley Cup Finals.
The ice is crap, and the officiating is just... They're in over their head.
If this was the Grey Cup and the officiating was like this and the field go, oh boy,
can you believe that?
I don't want to.
Yeah, that would not be good. The ice is a joke.
Well,
like that alone should make you move the season, get it done quicker.
I tweeted yesterday, it's the most heated game in the Cup Finals. Literally. 33 degrees.
780-218. And how did they miss the too many men? I had a couple guys who were texting me being like, I actually think it was the right call.
Well,
that was too many.
I think we can see things from both ways. And, some games it is unbalanced one team to the other, but the officiating, I think, overall, it's crap. We know this.
It is crap.
We know this.
It's crap. The Oilers are trying to
just hope you come out of it on
the crap.
Exactly.
Like, what's his name in Shawshank?
Yeah.
And come out and go like this.
As long as you're there.
Except they got the Stanley Cup above their head. Yeah. Like, that's what they're hoping to do.
You'll be covered in crap, but you'll be holding the...
Yeah, that's a tough one. But yeah, that's a penalty. I mean, it should have been called. They didn't call it because they're either managing the game or they're just straight up bad at their job. Simple as that. Question number 2. This comes in from Jasmine just moments ago.
She's coming in on that Siakam deal, hey?
That's probably what it is. If this is about Siakam, Jasmine, I'm going to be pretty disappointed today. People hated my LeBron McDavid reference. It's the truth. It's what's happening right now. It's that moment. It's happening with Connor McDavid. You landed 2 tickets to Game 6. Who are you taking? Your spouse, who doesn't mind sports, but isn't a diehard, but really wants to go, or your diehard sibling who's been with you for your entire journey since you were kids.
Well,
plus they'll pay for the second ticket. This is a situation that Jasmine finds herself in because Jasmine's husband's not like super hardcore sports guy.
I think you can kind of tell with that text, though, where she's kind of leaning
towards. She's leaning towards the sibling.
She's making the case for the sister.
Jasmine, are you just looking for justification today?
Yeah. I mean, sure, give the ruling.
I would 100%. Look, you've known your sibling longer than your spouse.
It's blood.
Unless it's some sort of weird setup. I would take your sibling, and they're going to pay for the ticket. So they're paying for their own ticket. You're taking your sibling, who you've known longer and is more passionate about sports. This isn't even a conversation. I'm sorry, Jasmine's husband, but you're out.
Well, unless he steps up here. I mean, you got to kind of at least meet her halfway here. Some sort of payment or something like that. Right?
Yeah.
Paint your face.
I think you got to take the sibling. I'm not even. No chance.
Blood is thicker than water, right? That's what they say.
That is the truth. And in most situations, your spouse is not blood related. So you have to take the sibling. All right, question number 3. Guys, if Evander Kane is healthy for Game 6, do you put him in?
No.
No chance. And he won't be. Right? Like, Evander Kane doesn't all of a sudden go from looking the way he's looked and battling through what he's been battling through to all of a sudden being like, man, I think Evander Kane could be a game changer in Game 6.
You're going to shoehorn him in when he's dealing with this and when the team has won 2 in a row? Like, I think he's now stable to where he should be. Unfortunate for him, he probably wants to be part of the action as well, but you can't just now inject something that maybe wasn't working at this stage of the game.
My dad, he's a real stickler. Talking about Eddie and Rubes when I was like, I'll fly you out. He goes, you said you're flying them in from Toronto. Doesn't mean you have to pay to fly them back.
It's a great point.
It's a good point. I only said I'll fly you guys out here for game, like if they win.
They can drive back. We'll hook them up. Mitch Lewicki, Park Mazda.
Yeah.
See your country, right? That's what they always say. See the country. You can
drive back.
Yeah.
They'd love that.
Yeah, sibling is like 90% to 10
Yeah,
for Jasmine.
Yeah. Has to be the sibling. All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, let's hammer that thumbs up. We are closing in on the all-time show likes record. We haven't changed 1,200 yet. Let's go. Let's hammer that thumbs up over on YouTube. If you're watching right now, we got to push up past the 1222 record. We still got a ton of time. I mean, if the folks listening right now had not given us a thumb up yet, and there's those of you who are watching who haven't, let's do it. What are you saving it for? The Edmonton Oilers have forced Game 6 back here on home ice. Should we get in to the fan zone? Let's get into the fan zone for fans first. By fans, for fans, no fees. Get your tickets for the Oilers Cup run at www.fansfirst.ca. Game 6 tickets, fansfirst.ca. And we know the nasties are using the service because they've told us they're happy with the amount of nasties who are using the service right now. All right, so if you're looking for tickets to the game, and look, it's going to be expensive no matter where you go, but no fees over at fansfirst.ca. So go hit it up, fansfirst.ca. Find your tickets to Game 6. Once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be in that building for Game 6. Text us right now, 780-218-9999. 1,200. Changing 1,200. Changing 1,200. And can I get 1,300 now? 1,300 now. Wait, give me 1,300. Let's do it. Let's keep those likes hammering in here today. Changing 1,200 it's cool, man. We didn't see 1,200 in the last one because it was like 1,100, and then in the rest of the day, those likes got pushed up. So let's see 1,300 for the first time ever. That would be amazing. Let's go. 780-218-9999. Let's get into the fan zone. Your thoughts on where this series is at right now. Obviously, this city is very confident, and I think they should be confident. I think they should be. I mean, that might have been Florida's chance there in the third period, down by a goal. That play where the puck bounced right past Sam Bennett's stick in the open net, that might have been the one. You tie it, you win it in overtime. Congratulations, you win the Stanley Cup. Have they missed their window? They're going to get another crack at home, at least in Game 7. And, I mean, they could come on the road and win in Game 6, but Connor McDavid, when was the last time? And this is a good question. And, of course, send in your text messages right now. We will get to... We'll get to him, tag him with Fan Zone. We'll dive into the inbox. It's taking a pounding today. But when was the last time you watched somebody, especially in hockey, put a team on their back the way Connor McDavid has put this team? 8 points in the last 2 games while facing elimination. The guy has been absolutely lights out.
He's got him right where he wants him. Right where he wants him. This is the backs against the wall. He's got him right where he wants him.
So what are you supposed to do if you're Florida right now?
Well, and I think that's the thing, too. You mentioned confidence from Oilers fans, and even if you're not feeling, again, you know, they're not leading the series right now, but I think you take that confidence in the fact that Florida are now sweating. I mean, the perspiration is going to show up. Maurice is going to have to switch to prop comedy in his pressers because the stand-up isn't... Like, he'll have to bring out a watermelon and a mallet or do something like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Oilers fans need to feel so much confident as you look across the aisle now at the other bench and look at the momentum kind of fade from that team. That's where it's at. So... you know, again, the playing with house money thing and all that, I think that's serving this team well right now. Count them out, 3-0, whatever, backs against the wall. That's when they seem to play their best. They've been doing it all season. But I think even if you aren't confident as an Oilers fan this morning, you should be able to look across and see the dejected manner and attitude that's starting to show up with this Panthers team. And that's something that maybe gets that confidence meter up for you in viewing how they saw that game last night.
Strummy says, Bob, Game 1. That's what they need. They need Game 1 Bobrovsky. And this is why I don't think it's crazy for the city of Edmonton to be like overly excited about where this is heading, because this series has now had 5 games, and the Edmonton Oilers have been the better team in 4 of them. I mean, I think they've been the better team in 4 of them so far, and they've won the last 2. So I don't think it's crazy to be confident in this team at least winning Game 6 and then taking it back. And you think Connor McDavid's going to lose at Game 7 with the Stanley Cup on the line? I just don't see a world where that happens.
We also talked about storylines when the Final Four were here, and the Rangers had theirs, and maybe Florida, they've been to the finals and all that stuff. But, I mean, I think the storyline surrounding, you mentioned Connor McDavid and what he's willing this group to do and dragging this whole team and city into, Ben Stelter. I mean, all of this stuff around over the past couple seasons. That's what McDavid's playing for. So bet against that if you will, at your peril. Rip City Step says, my hubris is at an all-time high. Fan zone.
As it should be. The fan zone.
Yeah,
the fan zone for Fans First. You're looking for tickets to Game 6. Fans First is where you can get them. Big Uke says, well, in hockey, nobody other than Connor McDavid has had back-to-back 4-point games in the Stanley Cup final. Fan zone is where you can send these text messages back in. I love this. This is good from Scott. Due to some bad life choices, I am stuck with a very bad data plan and therefore have not been able to listen to you guys since you've left live radio. But I'm sitting in the Toronto airport on the way home, no, not from Florida, listening to you and wondering if I will win Text of the Day at A&W if I can afford the internet plan upgrade. I know it's bad form to beg like this, but Connor McDavid just made me cry happy tears. That's from Scott. Scott, first of all, let's upgrade that data plan, man. I mean, you can get unlimited data for a reasonable amount of money right now. Plus, to stream us, you actually don't need that much data. That's one of the reasons we went with the company that we went with, because it doesn't take a lot of data to just stream the show on TuneIn or iHeart. So, no excuses. No excuses, but welcome back, Scott. Good to hear from you this morning. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Guys, Fan Zone, the seed of doubt that was planted in Game 4 has been watered, germinated now after Game 5. Let's sprout that B word in Game 6. Let's go Fan Zone. J. Siggy Rocker is in and says, guys, I would like to personally thank Matthew the Turtle Tkachuk, guaranteeing a win against Connor McDavid. Those are the guys who were at the 6 o'clock lager party by the van.
Yes.
J. Siggy Rocker. That was those are the guys. Grant is in and says, boys, how about Zito losing his mind after the game, throwing his water bottle? He knows what's coming. That's in from Grant today. Obviously, he was frustrated. I mean, I'm sure many Florida Panthers fans were throwing
but even going back to
after the game last night.
What's with the Zito cam? This has
there's
been
a lot
thing,
of Zito
and
in
it's
this
always
thing.
on him. And I'm not that I'm hating it. I kind of, it's a greasy watch. I kind of love it, but that vein or multiple veins were just popping.
There's a lot of Zito on the camera.
Holy hell.
Yeah, he was. I mean, if you go back and look, I tweeted out that picture of him last night and said, what's he thinking? Wrong answers only. And there's got to be over 500 replies. Now, well, 469 replies right now. And some of them are absolutely hilarious. There's a lot of like, oh, did I turn this off? Did I turn this off? Did I leave this on at home? Yeah. But there's a lot of other ones that
Big
are,
Mama's and Papa's Pizzeria deliver a pizza with pineapple on it or something like that. Like, very innocent.
That's your look when Big Mama's and Papa's delivers the 36-incher. What's going on there? Guys, he's wondering why Moss kicked a field goal in the 2017 West Final.
What a pull.
What a great CFL pull. That was absolutely amazing. So, yeah, there's a ton of them over there. We'll get to a bunch of them as we work our way through the show today as well. But, yeah, some of the replies over there have been absolutely hilarious as the Florida Panthers getting dragged back to Edmonton for Game 6. Maybe they win the Cup on the road in Game 6. Maybe they don't. Rusty Shackelford says Dusty builds a better sheet of ice than the NHL in Florida. The Fan Zone. Now, I've done backyard rink for 3 years now, so I got a lot of experience at it. But I'm telling you, my kids are never bobbling the puck as much as was happening last night in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. Something to say. All right, let's get to a sports update. That's a Fan Zone for fansfirst.ca. If you're looking for tickets to Game 6, fansfirst.ca is where you can get them. By fans, for fans, no fees. We're going to get to a sports update with Lieutenant Eric for Big Mama's and Papa's Pizzeria. If you do want to order the largest pizza you've ever seen in your entire life, bmpp.ca. Eric's got more on That Be a Nice Way. Friday night, 60-piece pizza rolling in, special delivery for you and the crew. It's a great idea.
Do it.
It's a great idea. Greg Wyshynski, the man who picked the Edmonton Oilers to win the Stanley Cup, and despite us giving him an opportunity to get off that prediction a number of times this year, he stuck with it, and it's about to pay off. He's on the other way here. We'll get to Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power, the wrap for William Huff, all still to come this morning. If you're watching over on YouTube, let's hammer the thumbs up today. Let's push that bad boy up to 1,300 likes. Eric's got a sports update for you right now here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
4-point night from Connor McDavid saw the Oilers hang on, capturing Game 5 by a score of 5-3, forcing a Game 6. That'll be back in Edmonton on Friday. McDavid, the first player in NHL history to have back-to-back 4-point games in the finals, while Evan Bouchard also setting a record for assists by a D-man with 26, surpassing Paul Coffey's mark of 25. The Toronto Blue Jays look to avoid the sweep later tonight against the Red Sox. Kevin Gausman will start. First pitch 5:07. Riverhawks are out in Kelowna tonight for Game 2 of a 3-game set. You can catch it live on Edmonton Sports Talk. Our coverage begins at 7:35. Hawks dropping the opener last night to the tune of 6-3. Prospects victorious yesterday afternoon, 8-2 over Fort McMurray. They'll hit the road and visit Lethbridge tomorrow night. The 2024 UEFA Euro Championship is underway. Group B action this morning. Albania currently taking on Croatia. Later on this morning at 10, it's Germany and Hungary. And finishing off the day at 1 o'clock will be Switzerland and Scotland. Sports Update brought to you by Big Mamas and Papas Pizzeria. BMPP is a real pizzeria restaurant, not just a delivery pizza chain. Serving authentic Italian cuisine with their made-in-house pizza dough, traditional tomato sauce, and fresh toppings, each pizza cooked to perfection. A pizza experience you've been waiting for. Visit them 12848 97th Street, online, www.bmpp.ca, or call 587-746-0550.
The Nielson Show, featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
All right, 8:32 on the Nielson Show here on Edmonton Sports Talk. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, please tell your friends how easy it is to consume our content. And if you're watching over on YouTube today, let's hammer the thumbs up. We are cruising along, pushing up towards 1,300 likes over there. We'll get to a few more of your comments as we work our way through the show. We've got Lieutenant Eric's Weekly Rankings of Power coming up here around 8:45. The wrap for William Huff. Probably get to that new track from Dallas from Nelson as well. I said we got to 1,200 likes today. We play it, and we're there. So we'll get to that at some point before 9 o'clock today as well. But let's go to Edmonton Oilers Stanley Cup prediction guy, Greg Wyshynski from ESPN. Wyshynski, good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Sorry about all the racket. I'm in the airport. I have also been dragged back to Alberta, as it were. But yeah, here we are. Game 6, baby. Let's go.
What is the travel? Everybody's been complaining about the travel. What's your travel day look like here? What's the plan?
Oh, it's a 2-stopper to Detroit, then on to Calgary, then on to Edmonton. That is probably by virtue of me trying to maximize my Delta status as best as possible in the playoffs. There's probably easier ways to get there. But listen, for all of the people who had problems with like the extra days built into the schedule and how long the final is, like, it's pretty necessary, man. It's hard for people to get from one place to another in this final.
Greg Wyshynski with us from ESPN on the show this morning. Greg, how would you describe what Connor McDavid has done to keep this team alive the last couple of games?
It's been incredible. It's been magical. It's been record-setting. The fact that he has the assist record now is one thing, but it seems like every game after that is going to be new records that are falling. I mean, I think it's probably going to go down as one of the greatest individual postseason runs we've ever seen. Maybe the best, if you want to make it era specific. And like Corey Perry said, man, he's put the team on his back-to-back 4-point games. It has been incredible to think about what happened in the first 2 games of the series for him and where things stand now for him. It's listen, man, I was ahead of the curve. I wrote the Connor.
You did. We said that this morning. I was like, Wyshynski already wrote it before the game.
Yeah, before Game 5, I was way ahead of the curve. Now everybody's on that tip, and I think that after what he did in Game 5, provided he continues to do his thing in Game 6, I think he's got it, win or lose. I don't know how you give it to Bob after the last couple of games, and I don't think you give it to Barkov. I think Connor's the choice.
It's going to be tough to hand Connor McDavid a Conn Smythe if they don't win. Like, he's going to be like, oh, thanks. This is great. This is amazing. I guess it's going to be the most awkward presentation of all time.
So it's funny. When I put that out in the world after Game 4, I had an NHL executive text me, and he's like, if you thought Connor looked miserable when Edmonton won the draft lottery, wait until you give him the Conn Smythe in a losing effort.
Oh, yeah. That's not going to go over well at all. With that being said, I'm not sure it gets to that point. What do the Panthers do? What's the adjustment? What do they do to finish this thing in 6? How do they slow down Connor McDavid right now?
Well, they can't. I think what they have to do is maximize their opportunities when he's not on the ice. And also, I thought Game 5 was a lot like Game 3, but reversed. Like, I thought that the Panthers gave a lot of gifts. They played Santa Claus in that game to the Oilers early on, and Edmonton, to their credit, keeps capitalizing on those opportunities because Bobrovsky is no longer the guy keeping those mistakes out of the net. But that being said, I think much like in Game 3, the Panthers leave that game feeling pretty good about the way they played to close out that game, and they looked like themselves again. And so the question is do they do what Edmonton did in Game 4, which is kind of build off that, or was that an anomaly where they're not going to be able to build off it? So I hate to say this because, as you know, I picked Edmonton, and I want nothing but the best for my friends in Alberta and nothing but the best for Connor. But the Panthers play their best when they're counted out. That's the one thing I've learned about them in the last 2 seasons. You think about Game 7 in Boston, you think about the Rangers series in the conference final. Like, for whatever reason, when they're expected to win, they kind of flop a little bit. And when the chips are down is when they find their game. And I feel like they're in that spot right now in the series. I feel like everyone is expecting Game 7. Everyone's on Connor's tip. I kind of feel like the Panthers might ruin the party in Game 6.
It sounds familiar here, Greg, in this market as well, that the Oilers also like to kind of
the backs
play
against
from
the wall
behind,
on the other side of it.
You're not talking to the throwing games type of thing. Like,
and are they gonna feel that way? Is the question. I mean, like, look, there's a certain amount of destiny involved right now for Edmonton.
Yeah.
Like, I think the expectation is that this thing's going 7. I think the expectation is that Connor's gonna, set the playoff record for most points. Like, I don't know if we're quite at the point where the Oilers are like favored in any way in this series, but they certainly are in a much different position than they were, a game ago. And I think the Panthers are in a dramatically different position than they were a game ago.
Greg, I wanted to get your thoughts on Matt Tkachuk announcing himself last night. 7 hits, a goal, a helper, albeit a little quiet during this run, really, for the Panthers. Too little, too late for him, or do you still see this as an X factor coming late to the dance in this series and perhaps doing more in the next game or two?
Yeah, it's an X factor. I think putting him and Bennett back with Rodriguez was a really smart decision by Paul Maurice. That line really clicks well.
Yeah.
That game last night reminded me of I think it was Game 1 against the Rangers, where if he gets physically engaged, if he throws a bunch of hits, he seems to kind of find his game a little bit easier that way. And yeah, man, he was dangerous every time he touched the puck last night. It's one of those deals where if there was maybe like 3 or 4 minutes extra in the third period, if we had extra time, they'd probably tie that game, but alas for the Panthers, they did not. But his arrival in this series as a force is coming at the right time for them. But again, for all the talk about the depth advantage that they had in this series, it hasn't really been there. Lundell hasn't really been a huge factor, I think, in a lot of these games. While the Oilers, while it's been the Connor show, I think the rest of their team has played pretty well.
Greg, how bad is the ice there? Like, we're watching it. We're seeing the pucks bounce. They're talking about it on the broadcast. Are the players talking about it? You guys, probably the media, are talking about it. What are they dealing with there? And if it gets to a Game 7, you hate to see the game ruined by really horrible ice.
It might come up today. I don't think we really had much discussion of the ice last night, despite the fact that, guys were blowing tires like they were driving the wrong way into a car rental place. So I don't know. It could be a factor in Game 7. It certainly didn't seem to impact McDavid at all, and that's the guy you'd probably worry the most about as far as his skating ability and his ability to create. And maybe it's McJesus. Maybe he walks on water.
Maybe that's the difference. That's why he can operate on that ice and nobody else can. So do you work on the plane? Do you write on the plane, or do you watch the latest episode of The Acolyte on the plane? Like, what do you do on the plane?
No, dude, it's straight up work. Like, the last time we did this was the Draisaitl suspension drama, and I wrote that on the plane. I did a bunch of other stuff today. It's like we're doing our bunch of free agent stuff later this week on ESPN, so that's my day. It is not R&R at all, and and that's fine. I mean, I'm a writing on a plane guy if I have the room. I'm not like the slightest person, so it's not always the most comfortable position to write on the plane, but I do find it to be a place where I can get some work done.
Greg, appreciate the time, man. Safe travels back, and enjoy Game 6, buddy.
All right, take care.
There you go. That's Greg Wyshynski from ESPN joining us from the airport as he gets ready to travel back to Edmonton for Game 6. What a time to be alive from a betting perspective. Just I saw some people asking about, like, the favorite and underdogs right now and things along those lines. From a betting perspective right now, if you go to coolbet.com, our exclusive betting partners here at EST, the Panthers are still a minus 357 favorite to win this series. Like, they're still pretty heavily favored to win this series. If you like the Oilers to win Game 6, right now they're minus 121 at home to win Game 6. If you like them to come back and finish off this comeback, could have got it yesterday at 7-1. We talked about that. I suggested that yesterday on the Lock Shop is a good time to hop on that. You can still get them right now at plus 275 to come back and win the series. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 this morning is where you can get in. We are going to get to Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power as well. Trev, how close are we to 1,300 likes today? We got to be close.
Just going to say, so this is pretty cool.
Okay.
We are 10 away from 1,300, but that means we've set an EST record.
We've set
this
a
is
new...
the most liked show, which is just amazing.
Most liked show will be the highest viewed show. And on our online station at TuneIn and iHeart and EdmontonSportsTalk.com, we set an all-time high today for listeners at one time over there as well. So we do appreciate the support. All right, so Dallas from Nielson. I did say if we got to 1,200. Hey, let's hammer that thumbs up. I want to see that 1,300 click over, man. I think that'll be absolutely sick. And we got it. We're 3 away. We're going to get it right away. And blah, 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 blah. Give us the thumbs up. Let me know when. 17 minutes left in the show. We could get to 1,400 today. 13, changing 1,300. Changing 1,300. Is there still 100 out you there watching who have not given us that thumbs up yet? You could change the game. Change the game right now. Hammer the thumbs up. Let's just keep that thing rolling like crazy right now. You could say we're rolling this morning like the Edmonton Oilers in this series, having won 2 in a row. All right, Dallas from Nelson, who's done some fine work. He emailed me late last night. He goes, I stepped in the studio after the game, put this bad boy together. And let's take a listen. It's called Florida. He just called it Florida. Let's take a listen to this. This is the latest from Dallas from Nelson.
Golf course. Now we're back in it somehow. I think you're starting to squeeze that stick, and you're starting to blow it. I know you're headed for a breakdown, and you're starting to show it. And maybe you remember by 3 games you had led. Now just 1 game is the spread. Calling Florida. Florida, your destiny's calling. You're headed back to Edmonton, and your bet sports line is falling. You don't have the answer to the Oilers' power lines. Oh. Calling Florida, Florida. I think we got your number. I think we found the dirt pile that you've been living under, but you really don't remember that you actually quite suck. Relying on Turtle Chuck. Calling Florida. head. Calling Florida. Florida, I think we got your number. I think we found the dirt pile that you've been living under. And you really must remember that this game is just for fun. Getting beat by 8-1. Calling Florida. The number. Ooh, yes, and Florida.
Oh, man. Dallas from Nelson does it again. Florida. I think we got your
It
number.
just kept going. And that was
good.
post-game. Hey, you can kind of tell. I think there's
That was
a lot
good.
of
Hammer
juice from
thumbs
the
up.
game, yeah.
If you've not yet checked out Dallas from Nelson's work, genius. We got Dallas from Nelson, JJ, who sent in that City of Champions song, John T. and Victoria. I mean, the list, the married couple who turned Brown season around. The list goes on and on and on. I mean, it's very phenomenal stuff. That's good. That's a lot of fun. You guys are going to have to hammer that tomorrow morning, eh? I'll save it for you. I'll save it for you. All right, do we have weekly rankings of power?
Sure do.
All right, let's get into the weekly rankings of power from Lieutenant Eric, presented by The Ranch. Book your next round at The Ranch. Go get a hole-in-one like Murray McCord. Although what I would say is you probably save your hole-in-one just in case you are in the $100,000 hole-in-one contest. But the weekly rankings powered by The Ranch Golf and Country Club, offering premier conditions, top-notch service, and unmatched value. The Ranch Golf Club would be a great choice for your next round of the season. Check them out, ranchgolf.com. All right, what are you ranking today, buddy?
Well, it was a little exercise we started earlier in the show, and that was naming things after Oilers once they complete the series and win the cup and all those things. I mean, streets
and
all that,
various
parks,
objects.
whatever you want to call it. But I've kind of, and again, play along, Nasty Chat or Paris Drewler's inbox. Your suggestions are always better than mine, so we can kind of populate this list and grow it. But I think it's a little fun exercise for this morning and just to kind of get the nerves out and all that. And so, yeah, number 10, I'll say renaming fansfirst.com to stewartskinner.ca due to all the savings.
So many savings. Keep the mitt. Keep the mitt. That's good. So many savings. That's hilarious.
Isn't it something?
No fees. Hey?
Well, yeah.
All right, number 9.
Naming a new subdivision after Philip Broberg. Like, like Rosewood, there's Broberg.
Broberg. Where do you live?
Because it's new.
Oh, I live in Broberg.
Yeah.
That works. Trev, you could finally get a place.
Yeah, in Broberg.
Yeah, by the time they build it, name it, you could actually get a place there. That'd be great. Broberg. I like number 8.
Renaming the U of A Golden Bears to the U of A Derek Ryans. Just his face wearing that British cap, right? That's the logo now.
Oh, that would be
He
cool.
takes over the Juba role.
Alternate jersey.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever you want.
Did you just call Gooba Juba?
I've always called him Juba.
Number 7.
My buddy's cat was named Juba, and that's kind of where the mind goes.
That sticks.
Renaming Century Mile to Ryan Nugent Hopkins Mile. The
he's a horse guy.
RNHM. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Number 6.
South Fort Chevrolet. Fogel drives a truck, so should you.
Yeah,
that's
a really good point. Presenting sponsor of the show, South Fort Chev. Your leader in Silverados, 1,500 heavy duties. Number 5.
A&W's from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. will be known as Bouchard Brew Bars. And
You're on fire today.
50% off the breakfast plate,
Oh, the actual big meal.
Ed Elnicky's just,
That's
getting
amazing.
hurt off that one.
I love it. Senior homes are flocking for the Bouchard Brew Bar. Number 4.
Naming the Henday after Ryan McLeod because you can go really fast and get nowhere.
It does take you around the perimeter, doesn't it? All right, number 3.
Naming bike lanes after Connor Brown because you may hate them now, but they'll pay off in the future. And I don't want to. Should have trigger warning that one because I know that gets a lot of people going. But
if there's an SD for weekly rankings of power, this is the one.
This is something.
This is the one. Number 2.
Renaming 70th Street to Hyman Way after he scores one more goal.
Because of 70 goals.
They'll drive Toronto nuts.
Yeah.
Eh?
I can't even think. Does anything happen on 70th Street? Is 70th Street even a thing?
Well, that's 70th Street, 70th Avenue. I didn't know which one to kind of go with.
I don't think either 70th Street or 70th Avenue really make an impact in this city.
But
Yeah, but now it will.
But it will. I mean,
Now
the
it
property value just skyrockets after that.
All right, and the number 1 in the weekly rankings of power.
Naming the Talus balls to McDavid balls because they're silver, heavy, and everyone loves them.
That's amazing.
The cup, eh? Yeah.
My God. Lieutenant Eric, yeoman's work today. Yeoman's work on the weekly rankings of power. Can we get a round of applause for this man? Quinn Phillips is in and says, oh my God, the McLeod Ring Road. The commish sliding in to the nasty chat this morning. Man, we got to be close to changing 1,400. Trev, what's the update?
1384.
Oh,
We're 16 away from hitting 1,400 likes today.
Easy.
What is this? This is child's play. Let's hammer the thumbs up here right now over on YouTube. And if you're not yet subbed to the channel, and we've gained like 35 more subs just this morning. So, hammer the sub.
And that's
as
after
well.
this morning we hit.
Yeah, we hit 9,000.
We were at
today.
8 something.
Well, let's get into the wrap right now for William Huff. If you think your business is rough and tough, but you're missing lots of good stuff, find it today at William Huff, because you know they've got enough.
Snuff.
Scruff.
Sure. We're kind of at the bottom of the jar of this thing now.
www.williamhuff.com. They've been doing it since 1972. What did we learn on the show this morning?
Well, we didn't really get to it, but this Pacers Siakam $189.5 million max contract. I mean, that's
they're sneaking that under the radar because they don't want people talking about it.
Exactly. And Pistons have fired their head coach, and Bertuzzi's agent says there's been productive talks, I use air quotes, with the Maple Leafs. So
who
stick
cares?
that in your pipe and smoke it.
Who cares? 14, changing 1,400. My God, that's amazing. Could you imagine a 1,500 like show?
I can.
Just throwing it out there. I mean, after the fact, we'll probably push it up to where it's 1,500 likes after the show. But imagine sitting here right now with 7 minutes left in the show, seeing that it's within our grasp and helping us get there. That would be huge. If you're watching right now over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up if you believe that the Edmonton Oilers are going to take this thing to 7. Amazing, though. 1,400 is amazing. Man, I don't know. Where do we go for sound of the day today? Here are your options. Here are your options for sound of the day. McDavid goal song, Hakuna McDavid, Hyman goal song, Connor Brown off the Schneid song, Connor Brown, do you want to score a goal now song, City of Champions song, Hoist Stanley song. Like there's what do you do for sound of the day today? Any suggestions? Well, text us, 780, pound that inbox, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999.
238.
I don't have that. It's not set up. I don't want to
today might be the random.
I don't want to play a dud today. 780-218-9999. What is your suggestion for sound of the day today? I think I know where I want to go. We ended the show with it yesterday, City of Champions, and it worked.
Yeah.
It worked, and it's an earworm. I mean, that's good. Florida song again. I mean, that's a quick turnaround.
Jen Cool says party all the time.
I wish. I wish.
We were.
You know what? We got to wait till we get to the summer.
Unfinished business.
When maybe have a little bit of a lesser show, and then we go and we hit. We hit party all the time and just see if it gets through.
Us wherever. Yeah,
see if it gets through. Look, if people can't view our show in Russia, we don't care.
Yeah.
The Dallas Aikens Eyes song always gets banned in Russia and Ukraine or something. So apologies to those folks. We'll get to text of the day as well. Keep those text messages coming in, and in the nasty chat as well. We'll figure something out. Highwaymen remake. We haven't even played that yet today. The Godfather's in. Best show ever. All because Matt's not in today. The hangout today will be Gazzola, Wino, and Belzy is going to be by. And it should be a good one today. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you turn on autoplay. It'll take you right on over to the Hangout. And if you are listening on TuneIn, iHeart, or EdmontonSportsTalk.com, you'll get a EST house band Whale and the Wolf for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then the Hangout will get started. Let's get to your text of the day before we go sound of the day today. We'll let some more guesses roll in here. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999 today. And the inbox, not going to be able to walk for 2 days. It's taking an absolute pounding today in the Paris Jewelers inbox. If you want to get married, go to parisjewelers.com and find somebody to marry. 22 locations in 4 provinces across the country. Text of the day today is going to win that gift certificate to A&W, where they got 2 Mama Burgers rolling out right now for $9.99. Not too shabby. Here are your options. These were the Macramalla intros I hit earlier today.
Okay.
They were all good. EST legal analyst and guy who still invites his friends over for sleepovers. EST legal analyst and guy who is in serious danger of the firm replacing him with one of those arcade claw machines. EST legal analyst and guy who's awkward at both ends of the escalator. Equally awkward at both ends of the escalator. What's your text?
Not like in the escalator one.
Okay, out.
It's between the
It's out.
the
It's the other
sleepover
two.
one's great.
I think sleepover one.
Just because I think it was mentioned on the broadcast last night between McDavid and Bennett, and I think that's top of mind with me.
Oh, you think that's
they
what
used
it
to,
is?
they used to have sleepovers all the time when they're a kid and all this stuff. So I'll go with the sleepover one. But
all right, let's do it.
To vote if you want.
Congratulations! Look who it is. Tube Socks getting that A&W gift certificate. EST legal analyst and guy who still invites his friends over for sleepovers. And it's funny because he's a grown man.
That's
why it's why it's so funny. That's great. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. All right, let's get to your sound of the day today. I was going to make the call on this one from JJ, City of Champions. Right? They're not there yet, but they're playing like champions right now, I think.
Drop the puck. Let's go, Oilers, let's go. Let's go, Oilers, go. I hear the Oilers coming, boarding on the plane, off to the United States to play Canada's favorite game. A chance to win the glory, a chance to win the cup. Let's go, Oilers, let's go. Let's go, Oilers, go. Bring it back to our war-stained city, the city of champions. Since I was just a baby, grew up an Oiler fan. Remember Gretzky in the 80s, seeing 4 rings on just one hand, chasing through the 90s and into the millennium. Let's go, Oilers, let's go. Let's go, Oilers, go. Watch us shooting past kicks and Florida. I said, put those Panthers down. Let's go, Oilers, go. First the Kings, Canucks, and the Dallas Stars, all who tried but failed. We got Skinner rock solid between the pipes and McDavid, our holy grail. Ekholm on the back end, and don't forget the Bouchard ball. Sweeping rats off the ice in Edmonton and bring us Lord Stanley's Cup. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I hear the Oilers coming, boarding on a plane, off to the U.S. of A. to play Canada's favorite game. Chance to win the glory, a chance to win the cup. Bring it back to our state city, the city of champions. Let's go. Bring it back to our state city, the city of champions. Let's go, let's go.
Oh, let's go, Oilers. Let's go. They have brought it back to Edmonton for Game 6. Fun show today, boys. Fun show today. Trev, how close are we?
We're 60 away.
60 away. That's a lot to ask. But if you want to hammer the thumbs up, we're 60 away from 1,500 live on the show today, which would be absolutely phenomenal. What are you watching tonight, buddy?
The Oilers-Panthers game again, over and over and over and over again, throughout the day.
That's a good idea.
On a loop,
That's a good idea.
right?
Yeah.
Just in case you missed something, or
I like that.
did you? Who put the fireworks on the? Was that you?
Didn't work.
Did you see that?
Yeah, it didn't work.
Did you? Oh, did
It
you
worked.
try? It didn't work.
So the good thing is,
No, I
is
thought
it
we
didn't
saw it.
crash.
I saw it.
Yeah, but that's not what it's supposed to. It's supposed to be like.
Did you put the 9,000 sub thing up?
Okay, let's try that now.
That's right. We got Trev made this little 9,000 sub thing graphic. Let's see.
I think
if it crashes the show, it's been a great run.
Yeah.
I don't,
But let's see. Let's take a look.
I don't think it will, but it's supposed to.
All right, let's see. Let's take a look.
Oh gosh. And nothing. Damn it!
It's not coming over?
I saw the fireworks though.
But like, it's the fireworks is supposed to be like a whole.
Why would that not come over on the layer though? That doesn't make any
Wait,
sense.
let's try it one more time. Sometimes you have to clear it.
Oh, there it is.
But it's supposed to spin.
It doesn't matter.
It's not spinning.
Thanks for 9,000 subscribers.
Damn it.
Right there. It's still nice, Trev. Hold your head high, buddy. Hold your head high. That's great. What am I going to watch tonight? Well, I mean, you should be ready. 6:15 tonight. right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. We will be live on our YouTube channel. Over on the audio stream, Riverhawks game tonight. You can listen to that at edmontonsportstalk.com. Tune in on iHeart. On YouTube tonight at 6:15, myself, Gazzola, Belzy, and George LaRock from the Bids for Kids event for Kids Sport. We're going to be streaming live, so you can hop in. We will be live at the event. People who are there watching can watch us there. They'll be able to text us, but if you're watching on YouTube, you can fire in or you can text us some questions, and we'll dive into the playoffs, obviously, right now. But we're going to dive into like sports memories as kids and all that stuff. We're raising money for Kids Sport tonight. Bell and Scona. If you want to snag a ticket, you can still snag a ticket and join us. And if you have a ticket, you will go into a draw if you are down there for a Jasper Mountain getaway. Kids Sport, bidsforkids.com. I'm promising you an entertaining night. Mark Connolly's hosting it. He's a pro's pro. And myself, LaRock, Belzy, Tommy will be bringing you the goods tonight. We'll be right here live on YouTube.
Bring a little thing of birdie booze in the waistband. Hey, why not?
Was it wrong that I snuck this in?
Under the table, you know,
Was
you
it
guys
wrong?
can all
I
snap.
wasn't sure if I could do this or not, but
we'll ask for forgiveness later, right? As Matt said.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So that'll be happening tonight, and then I'll be prepping for a football game. I'm not in tomorrow. I'm not in Friday, but I might pop in on Friday.
Shh.
I might pop in on Friday. We'll see.
Zip
we'll
it.
see.
Zip it.
I kind of have to. Trev, what are those noises you're making
Oh,
over
I'm
there?
just sad that you're not here Friday.
Oh yeah, me too. Unfortunately, my other job calls upon me to be in
That's
Winnipeg
okay.
on
That's
Friday,
okay.
but I'll be watching, and we'll see if I can slide into the show on Friday for a little bit. I'd like to do the whole show from Friday, but internet in Regina and Winnipeg at the hotels we stay at sucks. So I'll try to pop in. It should be fun. All right, that's going to do it for us today. The Hangout is coming up. Turn on autoplay on YouTube. That'll take you right on over to the Hangout. That conversation is going to be great. It's going to continue. It's going to be heavily focused on the Oilers and the Florida Panthers, but in a relaxed, chatty atmosphere. And I'll be back with Lock Shop at 11. Oil stream today at noon as well. Thanks for all the likes today. Thanks for hitting an all-time high over on our audio stream as well. And thanks for hitting 9,000 subs in our first year. Absolutely amazing. It's been a lot of fun. Matt says, Dusty, will you be on WST tomorrow or Friday? Friday, I told Huss I'd come on his show for a segment.
With Remus.
Oh, well, I'm in town to do
Our best
Bombers.
to
We
Remus
talk
as well.
Oilers
Yeah,
with
yeah.
our man Remus and stuff. It should be good. For YouTube Trev and Lieutenant Eric, I am Dustin Nielsen. Tell your friends about EST. Have a great day and take it easy.